What's good, everybody? Welcome to another New York Got Game Knicks Live Watch Party. Your boy Dexter Henry, joined as always by Bryan Fonseca here, and the people. We got a good guest today. One of my guys. You see him if you're a Knicks fan. You see this man on MSG a ton. Pre-game, post-game. You may see him. Does a lot of the betting content. Also ESPN Radio. My guy Harrison Sanford. Harrison, what's going on, man?
Appreciate you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
I don't want to appreciate the Knicks not having Karl-Anthony Towns in the lineup tonight.
yeah.
But it's going to be a good Friday night, Knicks, as it always usually is. Looking forward to this one.
Look, man, this was one Bryan and I could definitely talk about this, especially coming after trade deadline. We had this one circled.
On the calendar.
And we should also add, especially about the last time they played the Pistons, Harrison, they got beat down. And Bryan and I were like, look, we got to circle this one. They got to come out. A little bit's taken out of it, right? No Cat, no OG. But it's still big. The Knicks still need to show something here tonight, right?
Knicks still need to show something. And I think back to like maybe some other teams in the NBA that really show a lot of integrity. Think about the Greg Popovich Spurs. When they were out, Tim Duncan, Kawhi, Tony Parker, they still smack you around. They still beat you. Look at how good Joe Mazzulla is coaching up the Boston Celtics this year. They went into Houston earlier this week and smacked around the Houston Rockets without Jaylen Brown. So this is an opportunity. This is an integrity win, an integrity opportunity for the New York Knicks.
I like that.
Now, do you expect them to win? You know, a betting man would say no. But again, if the Knicks want to show that they have the internal kind of strength, that internal chemistry, it doesn't matter. We playing ball tonight, we winning. And that's the type of attitude that the real teams that have championship aspirations, that's how they approach these type of games. Last year, they would win a game like this too. So let's not rule it out.
Yeah, we've seen them do that before, right? We've seen them definitely show up when they need to for this game. Bryan, is it important for you how they show up? Also want to thank everybody joining with us in the chat. Hit that like button, subscribe button as we're watching the stream of this game. But do you think it's important how they look tonight?
Yeah, Detroit's still the standard in the Eastern Conference this season, you know? And they beat you by 30 a month ago in their house. So even with OG out, with Cat out, with Deuce out, and we can say this now with Jose Alvarado out because he's on the roster, but he can't play yet. He'll probably, get his physical taken care of and play Sunday. You have to show even a Detroit team that doesn't have Jalen Duren, who's an all-star this year and is a most improved player candidate, you have to show that you're just not going to roll over. So what would worry me is if this is a Jalen Brunson performance and only a Jalen Brunson performance. Like if he's doing everything, it's like that's not what you're going to want to see. You're going to want to see Landry Shamet step up. You're going to want to see Mo Diawara step up. But you're mainly going to want to see Mikal Bridges step up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like he's the main one with these two guys out because you're not worried about Josh Hart in that way. You're not worried about some of the other role guys in that way. And Mikal Bridges, who you see here in the starting lineup with Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Mo Diawara, no surprises. Mikal has to have a big game, I think, more than anybody else.
I mean, that's asking a lot, though.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Harrison, you don't believe it.
No. So I feel like Mikal Bridges gets unfair treatment.
Really?
I do, because we have to. He gets the same treatment that Tobias Harris was getting in Philadelphia. Where
that is a good comparison.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily.
Is it a good comparison?
I know. The treatment.
No, I know.
Same.
I'm saying that's not good.
No, none of this is good. No, saying good things about I hear you.
We have to just look at the player, not necessarily look at the contract, and I know that's hard.
I don't do that personally, but yes, I hear
But
you.
more than anything,
the contract and the picks, like the trade.
It's a lot that you paid for him. But more than anything, you just have to factor in what type of player Mikal Bridges is. He's not an off-the-bounce scorer. He's not a dribble penetrator to get into the basket. His offense has to be set up for him.
It does.
So it's not just incumbent upon him. It's incumbent upon Jalen Brunson. It's incumbent upon Mike Brown to put him in advantageous situations where he could actually flourish. The Philadelphia people were getting mad at Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris was just a catch and shoot. If you don't give him catch and shoot opportunities, what is he going to do? That's why he's going to average 9 points a game or 12 points a game. You have to set up your players to be successful. Go back to last year, beginning of the season, Cat wasn't playing well. Jalen Brunson, and remember, they were in Toronto. Jalen Brunson called himself out before that game in Toronto. He said, I have to be better in setting and getting guys set up. So when you're not an isolation scorer, you're dependent upon your team. And so that's part of the reason why I think he gets a little bit bad shape.
I thought this year, the game was started here. I thought this year, damn.
Jeez. Great start.
I thought this year,
tremendous.
As Beef Stew gets.
I didn't even see how Mitchell Robinson lost his balance on that play.
So I thought this started this year. He played really good. Like he was attacking the rim. Again,
he was actually trying to get fouled at the beginning of the season.
That just went away. There's your boy.
There you go. You
now I did take Bridges. I did take Bridges before this game. 20+ points.
Oh wow!
I did take him.
Okay. What was that number? 480.
No, it was
big boys play for large sums.
175.
That's it.
That's it. I felt like they needed him tonight.
I guess no OG.
Was this after the injuries?
After the injuries.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's why. Okay. I probably wouldn't have took that bet before the injuries, if I'm being honest with you.
Now the interesting
catch and shoot again.
Oh yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Just set this man up. Just set the man up.
You know what the thing is though? He's actually shooting the shots because there's been a lot of times this season where he'll get set up and just pass on
the Nuggets game. He was a little hesitant shooting the ball.
Yeah,
shots.
Well, I do think to what we mentioned before. I think some of that is incumbent upon him.
There's one rebound.
If he's not shooting well, get to the basket, bro. Get to the free throw line. Get your rhythm.
Well, I 100%.
You see the boos for Brunson?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all night.
They're gonna boo his ass all night
and all series if they're in the playoffs.
It's
against
fine.
Each other
they could be mad.
Potential conference finals preview, but
that's
we'll
fine.
See.
Oh, that's a charge.
Yeah.
Hey, they said on the broadcast the other night. I love Brunson, but hey, bro, some of these charges ain't worth it. G, like some of these charges.
You don't want him to stand in there and take. You're talking to the wrong guy here. Bryan wants him to stand.
You don't need to take all of them.
I think it's the way, like here.
I mean, that's fine, but damn.
It depends, man.
He sold that a little bit.
There's a way to take a charge.
I admire the integrity.
Did he actually get cut?
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, man? Somebody's not worth it. I ain't mad at it though. I ain't gonna be mad at any player playing tough and getting hit.
I think, did he actually? Let me see.
They're not looking at it as being a flagrant, right?
Nah, ain't no way.
Maybe.
Ooh,
a shoulder. You know what's funny? I thought his elbow came up more.
See, but that's the interesting thing too. Like, if I'm Tobias Harris, it's not my fault that Jalen Brunson's that much shorter than me.
I generally tend to.
Yeah,
agree.
they're reviewing this.
It just his shoulder just happened to be there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So I took Brunson 20+ points. I had some other stuff out of Josh Hart double.
Mm-hmm.
Also sprinkled something on the triple double. And I got I didn't do. Actually, ended up not doing that. And he bets for the people.
Josh Hart 7.5 boards over, and Mo Diawara over 5of points.
I like that one.
Okay. Diawara FC is our guy Jeff Johnson.
Shout out to our guy Jeff Johnson, friend of the show.
I like that.
I wanted to take. I was looking at Duran's rebounds before he was ruled out, but Duran's out. So, and I had OG steals, but he's also out.
So I took. I like the Josh Hart rebounds. If you go back to last year in the playoff series,
wow,
he didn't have every single game. He had at least 7 rebounds. In 3 of those games, he had double-digit rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the plays I had. I had Cade Cunningham under 9.5 assists. If you go back, if you look at this season so far, the Knicks are actually top 5 in assists allowed per game.
It's a good stat.
Yeah. So, and then you think about how the Knicks have played during this 8-game winning streak. The under is 6-2, and obviously one of those games was the double overtime versus the Nuggets. So it very well could have been the under could have been 7-1. So if I'm leaning towards the under, just based on how the Knicks have been playing, I gotta correlate that with the under.
I like that
on Cade Cunningham assist. The last thing I had Asor Thompson to actually go over on his steals. The one thing about the New York Knicks, or one thing about the Pistons, they force the most turnovers in the NBA. The number one in that stat. And I figure, okay, with OG not being there, Cat not being there, towards maybe the second quarter of this game, I hope it doesn't happen, but let's not be surprised if we see some discombobulated Knicks possessions.
I can see that.
And if you get some discombobulated Knicks possessions, Asor Thompson's averaging 1.9 steals per game.
And they have had a penchant, even during this winning streak, for sometimes turning the ball over for stretches. You even saw Brunson was sloppy against the Nuggets in the first quarter. Oh, that's 44
there you go.
stat, Josh Hart. There's a steal for you.
There's an example.
Yeah, sometimes they can do stuff like that.
I like the Cade one too because I feel like he does. I didn't look at the tracking for this, but the isolations, it does feel like he isos a little bit more against the Knicks.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think that certain players and certain teams, right? Like,
There's
wow,
that's. I don't think they're gonna. They're probably gonna. They might give that steal to Tobias, so they might. They
might count it as a block.
I want to see who ended up getting it. But I do think in certain situations, like McCade here, like the Knicks probably feel confident that Diawara can guard him, or Mikal Bridges can guard him. So he's gonna have one-on-one opportunities. Like when he feels like a team might double him off a pick and roll action. That's when the assist might queue up. But the Knicks should feel confident that they can guard him one-on-one relatively. So that might, dissuade him from having so many assists.
It's funny because, OG absolutely would have got that assignment.
100%.
That should have been a foul.
That's a steal. I don't think that's a
block. I thought he got a little bit too much of the arm there.
I'm just talking about if they're going to count it as a steal or a block.
Oh, yeah, I think they will count. Oh, no, I see what you're saying. I think they will count that as a steal.
But will they give that to Thompson? Will they give it to the guy? Do they give it to the guy who forces it, or the guy who recovers it?
No, forces.
I think
it should always be forced.
Sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah. You know how
back in the day in 2K, they would have it the right way. They would have it forcing it, but in NBA Live, you would have to recover it to get the steal. That used to annoy me because I would be getting deflections and not getting credited with the steal. It was annoying. Same thing in March Madness and NCAA basketball. Did not like that. Anyway.
Yeah, that just took me back. You know who I used to love playing with back in the March Madness days? I used to love playing with that Villanova team.
Which Villanova team?
The Kyle Lowry,
Alan Ray,
Randy Foy, Curtis Sumter. Shout out.
This is my era.
Shout out, and Jason Frazier. Shout out Long Island.
Hated that team.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he went to Pitt.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Hated that team.
Oh, shout out to
I hate Scotty Reynolds.
Shout out to Levance Fields.
Levance Fields.
Yeah,
my Brooklyn guy.
Very in high school. Yeah.
There's a Mitch rebound for those of you who had that over. I saw a lot of people taking that. It was 10.5 it got up to. Whew.
Something about, like, the thing that's curious about this game for me was going to be the Pistons' intensity level and how the Knicks handle that.
Oh, is that a Mikal?
Yeah. It's a Karl-Anthony Towns tribute, Dex. He's not there, so somebody's got to
pick up the silly.
Somebody's got to have the move-in screen.
Oh man,
Karl-Anthony Towns and Jaren Jackson Jr. are good for one forehead slap fouls a game. Where you just
sometimes been good for two.
You just hit your forehead. You're like, come on, bro, we don't need that.
Oh man. All right, thank you everybody for rocking with us. We got our guy Harrison Sanford here with us. Knicks tied with the Pistons at 8. Look, all things considered, they had the 6-2 lead. They weren't able to hold on to it. It's still very early. They're showing fight. I will say that. You said you needed to see that, Harrison. You needed to see that fight from them. I do think. Look, we talked about this other day in our trade deadline show. I think this is a big weekend.
Okay. Huge. I agree.
Like
this whole stretch,
because you know how this goes. If they look bad tonight and Sunday, everyone's gonna be like,
who they got Sunday again?
Celtics.
Okay, yeah.
You see where it's going?
Is that in Boston?
In Boston.
Yeah.
Listen, you're probably like me in saying that. Look, it's a long season. These things happen. I hear you.
Yeah.
Is it nice if they look good? Yes. I think we also need to see how healthy they are Sunday too.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff matters in context. Harrison and I were talking about this before we came on. We're like, look, if they lose, let's say they lose a close game tonight. If you're a Knicks fan crying about it, come on,
stop.
You're doing too much, right?
Did you get one more crack at the Pistons after this before?
I think you just need to see how they look against the Pistons. There's no OG tonight. They have no Duran, which is fine. There were injuries in the first game.
Yeah,
they need to look competitive. I don't think I'm going to be, with no Towns and no OG. I'm not like there's 2 years, still 2 starters out. I'm not going crazy over it. I think it's important that they play well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well. I think both of those things have to be true because at the end of the day, in the NBA, especially in the regular season now, guys are going to be hurt. Guys are going to be missing games all the time. Deuce is out also. Alvarado's out also. They're missing Jalen Duran. I don't think he's the only player that they're missing. Maybe the only key piece that they're missing. But it's just going to be a recurring thing all season.
Can I ask y'all something?
Sure, you can ask us.
If the Knicks when the Knicks get to the playoffs, does any other team have the right to call themselves a favorite to make it to the NBA Finals?
In my opinion, no. Favorite, no.
Does anybody have a right to consider themselves a favorite?
I would say no, depending on who's healthy. I mean,
the reason consider like full health.
If the Knicks are healthy, then they should be the favorite. Now, I don't think that means they're automatically going to get to the finals.
No, we're just saying.
I don't think they're going to cakewalk it.
You guys who operate heavier in the betting space than even me, yes, but would you put your money?
By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but we were talking about this yesterday on episode of Buckets. So after the trade deadline, Cleveland's number got cut in half, and nobody else moved.
I think that's fugazi too.
The book kept the hold on everything, but Cleveland's price is the one that changed the most.
Watch that Cleveland number change again.
It was surprising to me. It went to win the title. It was like 2,500. Now it's like 12, which it's up there relative to NBA teams. Look, I ain't betting it, but
I just honestly, the Knicks could lose tonight. The Knicks could lose on Sunday. The Knicks could lose, and I would not care. There's no team as good as the New York Knicks when it comes to playoffs. Frankly, if they lost these games, I would think, it's only going to make them a better team. Come the playoffs, it's only going to make them lock in. When you get to the playoffs, tell me what other team in the Eastern Conference has two other guys that can at least two guys can average 20 points in the series, who have playoff experience, who have continuity. Like
the Awara FC. I would say Brown and Tatum if Tatum's back.
I'm not, but yeah,
and Tatum he may be back in a month,
but he's not. But he's not going to be. But he's not going to be Tatum. And even if that was the case, the Knicks beat them last year.
Here's the other thing.
And you have to remember last year too, Mitchell Robinson had no continuity with karl-Anthony Towns. They had in the regular season on the floor together, they played a combined 3 minutes.
So I do think Boston changed their identity a little bit because now they have
Missoula's coaching his ass off.
Yeah, and they're not as three crazy as they were. The hunting of the threes.
Yeah, they allow a lot of them, surprisingly, but that's kind of in the scheme of their defense. They have more switchability with their young guys from a defensive standpoint, and Porzingis and Drew Holiday looked.
Here's the point that you made. Here's the point.
I still think they should be. I still think the Knicks would be the favorites. Yeah,
I agree. Here's the point that Harrison made that I think is a really good one for fans out there watching. They should take. I'm not the person that ever says the regular season doesn't mean nothing, because that's silly. It does mean something. It's an opportunity to work through things, work things out, try different things, all that good stuff. Last year, we saw this team go 0-8 against the Celtics and the Cavs, and everybody was like, "Man, they're gonna get smashed in the second round." We both picked them to lose against the Celtics.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, rightfully so.
Everybody did, right? Teams can figure things out. You can't go too crazy. Which brings me to a question for you, Mr. Sanford.
I also don't think that means it's going to happen every year.
That doesn't mean they're true.
For sure.
Sometimes you're just going to be bad against a team.
For sure.
But were you tripping during the 2-9 stretch?
No, absolutely not. Why would I trip? On paper, they're just the best team in the Eastern Conference, and I don't think it's a discussion. I understand when you live and die with the team, like you don't want to see them lose games, but you have to remember how long this season is. You have to remember how the impact of the trade-in deadline. And you have to remember it's the dog days of the season. The Knicks every NBA team that has high hopes comes out to the season trying to play great. The Knicks cap that off with the NBA Cup. Then you get the hype of the Christmas games. And then, frankly, from the Christmas games to the trading deadline, they're like, bro, just get me through this. So I'm not. And then you also have to factor in they're still trying to incorporate Mike Brown's system. So I wasn't worried about it at all. I'm honestly not going to worry about the Knicks. I'm just not going to worry about the Knicks.
You sound like me where you keep things a little bit more level-headed. I think there were things to be concerned about with the way they were playing. Was I overly concerned? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm not surprised that they've won 8 in a row. This is a game, I'm looking right now, this is a Bryan Fonseca kind of game.
Love it.
Because it's low scoring. They're mucking it up.
Yep. They're getting ugly-ass shots. Nobody can get a clean look at anything. I love it.
If the Knicks didn't have a leader like Jalen Brunson, then maybe I'd be concerned.
See, you're like me. I think that's a huge factor that people sometimes don't consider.
Yeah, like their leader is not a knucklehead. He's not immature. You know what I'm saying? So like this ship was always going to get steady.
The thing is, people sometimes, because they can't see the leadership, they don't value it as much. And I think
they think leadership has to be one way.
That's a good point too.
They want it to be one way.
They want it to be right. If I don't see him yelling, you know what I mean? Like that's just the way that people think it is. But I think the Knicks in this game, no Towns, no OG. I like the defensive effort I'm seeing thus far. And the defensive effort has been good through this 8-game stretch. Like,
it's been great.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah. Listen, Detroit's not getting easy shots. I haven't seen anything where I was like, oh man, that was really easy.
And that's the thing. When they see the Pistons in the playoffs, they proved last year and they're showing right now they can play dirty with the Pistons, but they have a offensive ability that the Pistons can't reach.
Yeah, see,
they can't reach.
That to me is the difference in as much as I respect the Pistons defense, and I think they're really good, and this is why this game looks as ugly as it does right now. But the Knicks have now upped their defensive level. You've seen it in the last 8 games. And listen, they're up their defensive level in a game where 2 of their starters are out. So these are guys who haven't played together that much. You have to factor that in. And look, we'll see how they play through this game. But like, I'm encouraged. I like the defensive intensity from the start. I like that.
I think the Pistons are going to be very disappointed that they didn't make a move at the trading deadline.
What move would you like to see for them?
I mean, I would have, if I was them seeing the opportunity, I would have went for Michael Porter Jr.
I'm surprised.
I mean, I'll keep it a beat with you. If I was them, I don't think it happens. I would have went after Kawhi. The way the Clippers were selling off.
Nice.
When you have the opportunity, when they feel like they're right there, they're gonna find out in the postseason that they don't have enough.
I'm sorry. I just gotta say something. Every time I see something like this happen, you know how buried Tacome Dadier is? That Kevin McCullough Jr. is just consistently getting minutes over him. Kevin McCullough Jr. played 2 minutes the other night against the Nuggets. He's getting some first quarter minutes.
He's not getting up off the bench right now either because Jordan Clarkson's coming in the game.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson started the other night too.
Yeah.
I think, as
come on, Josh. There you go.
That's nice. As the trading deadline kind of came and passed too, honestly, I think had you saw teams trading all this draft capital as we're in the second apron era, it would be nice for the Knicks to have some cost-controlled players that they drafted on their roster. Like having a guy like Deuce McBride has one of the best contracts in the NBA. It's not even a question. If you can have more guys like that can contribute, it really helps you set up things going. That's why OKC is as good as they are. That's how the Warriors became a dynasty because they drafted Clay, Steph, and Draymond. Now, obviously, the Knicks had to bring in Brunson and Cat and bring in OG and bring in Mikal Bridges. You got to get some cheap labor. Absolutely.
But if you can, and this is where Bryan and I always talk about this, if you believe in Diawara, if you can get him the kid, McCullough Jr. has shown us some flashes at times. I'm talking now down the road about next
for sure.
year, right? But I do think that these guys getting minutes this year matters a ton.
100%.
Because of what you said. That's how you sustain yourself up for success, going down the road. I think that matters a ton.
Yeah.
It definitely matters a ton. So the Knicks here, what are the Knicks down 2 right now? Knicks down 2 to the Pistons, 16-14 in the first quarter. So I don't remember the last time I've seen a first quarter this low.
Shout out to anybody who took the under.
Yes. People took the under feeling good. Well, you also like that. You had the under in assists.
Under in assists.
Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham right now is 2 assists.
Why is Miami beating Boston 27-12?
Speaking
of low scoring, with 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Wow.
12. Well, I do think if you could force Boston to play up tempo, I think you can kind of disrupt their rhythm a bit. But we've seen, I've bet on the Celtics a bunch this year. They'll probably get it together, lock in defensively, and then probably end up winning that game. I love what Joe Mazzulla has done, man.
He's a damn good coach.
I was hating on him at first because remember he had that period where he wasn't taking timeouts in the playoff games.
Especially against Miami, and people were ripping him.
Yeah, he done grown up, and he's got that team locked in. Jaylen Brown's taking another step.
Yeah, he has. People don't even talk about his turnovers anymore.
Peyton Pritchard, as much as I hate to say it, one of the best contracts in the NBA. I think he's making like $9 million a year.
Yeah,
great contract.
3 for 23. which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yo,
him and Denny Advia is another very good
Great
contract.
contract.
His contract value is actually decreasing by a year.
Don't the Wizards regret that?
Boston's 0 for 9 from 3 in this first quarter. Wow,
That's crazy.
5 of 22. What?
Yeah, it's funny. You brought up shooting percentage. I wanted to see what the Knicks are shooting 6 of 16.
Jesus.
The Pistons are 7 of 16.
So where are we now? See, we're getting towards the second quarter. That's
244.
That's really where I'm going to work. This is like a crucial part in the game for the New York Knicks coming up. Like we got these last 3 minutes of this first quarter, because number one, you want to see if you could, potentially get some distance. Because when that second quarter hits, Brunson's not out there anymore. And usually, second quarter, okay, fine, you feature Cat. There's no Cat. There's no Cat to feature.
Mm.
And then on top of that, the Pistons have the second quarter scoring margin in the NBA.
Right.
There's something about their second unit, the intensity that they play with, that has led them to have the best second quarter performance so far in the league. So you add in the Pistons excelling in that second quarter, you add in no Cat. It's going to be if you can make a little run here to end this first quarter, I believe, if I believe correctly, Cade should be sitting now, because Cade usually sits the last 3 minutes of the 3 minutes of the first quarter. He comes in around the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. This should be a good stretch for the Knicks to make a little run and give themselves a cushion, because that second quarter hits when you have no Brunson. It's going to be tough. Yeah, Cade's not out there. This is a good opportunity for the Knicks to make a little run here and get some cushion space potentially.
How Porty's unable to keep that alive. A tough start for Brunson. He's 1 for 6 thus far.
Well, look, we talked about whether or not the Pistons could reach the Knicks' offensive ceiling. The Knicks can't reach the Pistons' defensive ceiling, and they're going to be able to really, because Cade Cunningham, I think people look at him as like somebody who's like high usage, and he just creates a bunch of offense. Like, he's not a negative defender at all.
Nah,
and he's gotten smart about how to use his size, how to be physical on both ends of the floor. I don't know if they're going to have enough scoring to get all the way to the finals, but their defense is good enough. They're kind of like OKC before OKC became OKC. So that team that lost in the semis to Dallas, 23-24, they're kind of like in that stage right now where it looks like they're just going to see what they can do. And Trajan Langdon's basically said this. They're going to see what they can do in this postseason, see what they can do in terms of finding, strengths to add to get rid of their weaknesses, whatever comes up in the postseason this time around. I think they're still kind of treating this as like a development year to some extent, but yeah, I think they'll be fine.
So, in my opinion, this
4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, no, it's wild right now. Here we go,
all the way.
It's a layup.
4 offensive rebounds on Knicks couldn't score. It was like a lid on.
This is where not having Duran hurts, by the way.
Yeah, Huck Porty was dominant on the boards there.
They created decent looks too.
So I feel like this is the type of team or type of potential series that Mike Brown was brought in for, because
Detroit.
Because if I look back at that series against Detroit last year, again on paper, let's be real, like the Pistons last year were not as good as the Knicks, but it went to 7 games
6
because we were playing
almost 7.
Yeah, 6. My bad. Because it was such. The Knicks were playing at such a slow pace. We were not maximizing the fact that we have a starting lineup with 4 guys who could drop 20 in a basketball game. In my opinion,
Knicks are getting great looks.
Yeah, they are getting
not hitting them, man.
That wasn't a good look.
That wasn't a good look.
That wasn't a good.
They missed like 4 wide open threes.
Shamet, I thought was going to make that because he makes every 3 now.
Jesus, that's terrible defense.
Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah, Dennis Jenkins, St. John, shout out.
I think their transition defense has to be better there. Like, it just has to be. Clarkson.
That's Clark. Yeah, that's
we all saw it. We all saw it.
Well, listen, Harrison just brought it up before we came back from the timeout. You said this stretch was important. 2:44 to go, and the Knicks
and Cade on the bench.
Cade on the bench, right?
And now they open it up to an 8-point lead.
And the thing about last year's playoffs is like they outscored the Pistons by single digits. They actually got outscored those last 5 games, and I keep mentioning this. And they traded him now, so it's less relevant, but they had Jaden Ivey, who was averaging 17, 18 points a game, who was shooting 40% from 3, who was playing really well, and then he got hurt. They didn't have him in that playoff series. Now they're going to find other ways to sort of replicate that, and they have during the season because Ivy hasn't been a factor because he got hurt. Now they traded him, and they got Kevin Huerter instead, which I think will help them from a shooting perspective, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I think they've found ways, though, throughout the year to generate secondary offense. And if their defense is going to be this good, then they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, they're going to be tough, but I just feel like you got to impose your will. Like, you got to impose – it feels almost like the Knicks don't get that motion offense, don't get the ball moving, and take advantage of the offensive firepower that, frankly, the Pistons can't match. You got to make them. You're playing to their style, in my opinion. Right. The Pistons couldn't beat the Knicks if it was a 115, 110, or 120, 115 game. They can't.
And to your point, Harrison, when they're slowing it down, Detroit is like, thank you.
Yeah.
On defense, they're like, this is what they want.
This is what they want. You're playing right into
honestly, I think they can handle the speed fine, but you'd rather try to speed up a young team because they're still a young team ultimately. Now, they got some playoff experience, not like the Knicks. They got some playoff experience now, but they're still a young team.
And I think that's what makes not having Cat out there tonight tough because it kind of hurts some of the continuity with the offense. Having a big man come up to the top of the 3, dribble handoff game, face up off the basket.
You don't have that. You don't even have the damn big shot by.
I thought he was taking too much time, but he actually wanted to. He got to the top of the key. Jordan Clarkson gave that 3 right back.
Got cooked. He gave it 3. He had a 3 and gave it right back.
Look at this.
And Jordan Clarkson's defense has not been good.
It's tough sometimes with Clarkson because the wild thing is that
wasn't as bad
Jordan
as I thought,
Clarkson,
but
Jordan Clarkson, he's out there trying on defense too.
There's dudes in the NBA when you watch them defend, you're like, oh, they're trying. They're just trying.
They just can't do it.
The Celtics will see this with Nikola Vucevic. Now he'll be very good for them offensively and on the glass, but defensively. They're gonna
have to try to hide. It's gonna be interesting how they try to hide him. Look, man,
they might have enough guys to do it, but
I think you made a really good point about just how the offense is. Look, you said no Cat. You're 100% right about how that hurts the offensive flow. No OG too,
and the rebounding too.
I mean, they're
fine on the 3 rounds so far.
But. So it's like, listen, the game's not over. It's still there, but like, if you're expecting them to have the same level of offense with 2 starters down. I'm not expecting that. Like you have to take things and discuss them within context.
4 offensive rebounds so far. They're actually getting out rebounded 14-12, but that's because they keep missing.
Yeah.
But 4 offensive rebounds to the Pistons, 1 so far.
They've missed good looks too.
Yeah, they've had a few.
3 to 4 really good,
especially from 3. A floater by Brunson actually toward the end, the last couple minutes of the first quarter that he missed. That was just wide open, just rimmed out. Also.
But I'll be interested to see tonight, and maybe this is something Mike Brown goes to during the playoffs as well. Will he have a 2-ball handler lineup out there so that Brunson doesn't feel that pressure, getting the ball, bringing it up, and trying to score?
You saw him do it during the Cup final.
Yeah, like
they will. We just won't see it till Sunday because Jose needs to pass his physical.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Or him or Kolek and Brunson. It's just when he's such a hub of the offense, and you have teams that pick him up 94 feet.
We haven't seen Kolek yet?
We haven't seen Kolek
He'll
yet.
probably come out to start the second quarter.
Yeah. The Knicks 17
Brunson
points.
played the whole first quarter. So.
Yeah, it's their lowest scoring first quarter since they played Sacramento that game in Sacramento.
Yeah, just flush that
last month.
Flush that one down the
toilet. Yeah. So, and
I can't believe
you make us stay up late for that.
Now, to be fair, in that game, Brunson got hurt in the first quarter too.
It was just on Sacramento. I can't believe they kept everybody basically.
Sabonis, why are you shocked?
DeMar DeRozan.
It's Sacramento.
Yeah, well,
I thought Toronto was actually going to get Sabonis.
No, that would have been foolish.
They did the thing that they used to do with Masai Ujiri, which is where they get to like the finish line and then like, you know what?
Be good.
Tracy Jackson Davis, come here, 2nd round pick. You know, like
the Kings are a sad franchise.
I think they're the worst in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you have that notable of players, and you're not even sniffing the play-in spot
Yeah.
when everybody else is trying to tank.
Yeah. Mike Brown.
And a season where Westbrook's actually having himself a good season.
Mike Brown's been to the finals, but his best achievement is getting a near 50-win team in Sacramento. Like that's the peak of his
people don't
career.
talk about enough. I agree.
That's the peak of his career, unless of course he gets his team to the finals. Or he
overcame
the title with this.
The Kings.
That's more. If he got to the finals with this Knicks roster, the Sacramento year is still more impressive.
Still more impressive.
If he wins,
he would
this
have
title,
to win. Yeah, he have to win the title.
I don't disagree with it.
It's saying more about Sacramento for me to be clear.
I get the point.
Yeah. And that was like, I mean, if you look at that Kings team, it was clearly an offensively talented team, but you know. I didn't think it'd be. Oh, okay.
I mean, how many of those players are actually? So what? De'Aaron Fox is in San Antonio. Kevin Huerter's now with the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan Murray is still there, but he barely played this year. Sabonis is there. Who's there?
Keon Ellis is with the Cavs.
Keon Ellis.
Schroeder's with the Cavs. Well, Schroeder wasn't there.
Who was this? Oh, Harrison Barnes was there.
There's Cole.
Yep, he's in
San Antonio now. Yeah, there we go.
Pass.
As I watch Kolek right there, I'm going to be so interested to see, what happens with this guard rotation, especially with Deuce coming back. Hopefully he does come back. Like between Deuce, Kolek, Alvarado, Clarkson.
The key for Kolek is going to be, as a watch the rest of the season, is how does he handle teams that pressure him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We've seen him. Sometimes look good, sometimes not look good. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good cut from Mikal.
A good pass by Shamit.
That's what he's supposed to do. And he got all the way to the rim.
It scored in the paint with actual people in there.
Fadeaway.
Look at that. Transition defense.
That's that second quarter unit for the Pistons.
Which you talked about. Is can the Knicks get enough stops here? God, that's if I'm the Bickerstaff is pissed right now. That's twice Mr. Robinson just rolled to the paint.
It's wide open.
Shouldn't happen. That should never happen.
Whoa.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing with Kolek too, gets into action. He's not he struggled getting over that screen, right? Like these are the little things you got to look for with him on. It's more defense. We know what he does in offense and playmaking.
I think it's going to be one of Mike Brown's biggest challenges because all of those bench guards, there's no player, none of the guards that come off the bench for the Knicks are oh my goodness, lucky, are complete players.
Ron Hollins.
I don't disagree with that at all. And that's the thing, that's the thing. You're gonna have to mix and match with that because Deuce, while a good player, he's better off the ball, right? And you know that.
Yeah,
and
he's not
all the data shows that too.
Yeah.
Kolek can play make for you, but he struggles to bring the ball up against tougher defenders. He also defensively has been up and down. But some fans
more down than up.
Some fans
and his
just
shot
only
is
look at the one side of the ball.
His shot is inconsistent too.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that to crap on Kolek because he has a turnover right here. I'm not saying that to crap on him.
Just being real.
And this is where he's got to get better. And those are the little things that matter in the playoffs.
But you can't let him get two straight opportunities like that.
But I covered that 2019 Toronto Raptors team. And one of the great things about Nick Nurse during that year is that he was able.
No hesitation.
He knows what he got to do.
Yeah, well, I'll give Bridges credit. He's been stepping up and taking shots tonight. He's actually shooting, and he's had a bunch of catch and shoot opportunities.
He's got to shoot it.
Yeah.
But the one thing about Nick Nurse during that year and why they won the championship.
You're talking about 2019, right?
They had a lot of guys coming off the bench, and they weren't afraid to switch up the lineup, and everybody was still ready. Remember, NBA Finals, Fred VanVleet was starting the second half over Danny Green.
Yeah.
Norman Powell was getting minutes in that big series against the Eastern Conference Finals against the
last couple games
against the Milwaukee Bucks. So all of these guys, but Norman Powell wasn't really playing a lot in that Sixers series, which came before the shot where Kawhi had.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they're going crazy. It's a second quarter unit.
Jonathan Green.
So it's really incumbent upon. As I'm saying, this Mike Brown's biggest challenge, on top of like managing the defensive issues with Brunson and Cat is going to
Jesus.
be managing those guards off the bench.
Look at what they see. I said they're like mini OKC. Look at how they just get out in transition off of these turnovers.
Yeah, something. It's that second unit just runs, man.
Yeah.
They run and they push it.
That's that.
Like they don't have like they have enough shooting now. It feels like they don't have like the creativity outside of Cade in like, you know, the way that you probably want, but their shooting could be because Paul Reed, he'll make an open three. Javonte Green will make an open three. Like they have these dudes who will surprise you. Asar Thompson and Ron Holland still can't shoot, but they can guard damn near any position except center. Like both of them.
And they'll push. They'll get transition buckets.
They'll get to the rim.
Buckets too.
Like they're.
I wanted to go back to something you said, Harrison. That's a good one because you were talking about what Coach Brown has to do in managing the lineup, which is like, yes, we know Brunson he's not good defensively. We know Cat's not good defensively. Everybody knows that. We've said that time and time again. But you're right. I think it's more about the bench and what he does. But he's going to have plenty of opportunities to see this especially even with Deuce being out. We know what Deuce is.
Yep.
We don't worry about him defensively. We know he's going to shoot the ball really well. Look, how does Kolek adjust in the next couple of months? Can Clarkson give you anything in the next couple of months? Alvarado, I think we know what he should be in theory. We still have to see it with this team, but we know what he should be. But we'll see. Kolek can grow up defensively and in terms of handling ball pressure. We'll see. Like we've seen it time. Kolek coming in, he made a couple of nice passes. He also had a turnover. He also has not handled pressure on the defense well. These are the things he's struggling with him. How does he adjust against that against a playoff level defense? For me, it's more defense than anything with Kolek, right? Because we already know Brunson's got his defensive issues too, but Kolek's got to show that as well too, and he's got to be able to handle physicality, which we have not seen from him really consistently.
It's on the players to be ready when their numbers is called, and it's up to Mike Brown to have them prepared to go. I mean, that's really. I mean, you can't expect any of these guys to be complete players if they wouldn't be they'd be getting paid a lot more money. You know,
right.
So.
Right.
It's up to them. It's up to Mike Brown to really mix and match when the situation, you know, calls for it. And then that's that. I mean, that's just the reality of where the Knicks are at. It would be great if they had like a Tyus Jones when he was back in Memphis behind John Morant back in the day.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Not the current one.
No, not the current Tyus Jones.
I just got moved twice.
No.
Yeah.
But that Tyus Jones, who was like leading the NBA in assist to turnover ratio,
was solid backup guard.
Solid. You didn't have to worry about him making mistakes.
But this is where when Brogdon retired, this is what hurt him because he could have been that guy. Brogdon could have been that guy.
But I feel like he knew he wasn't that guy.
Yeah, I've seen some Knicks fans being like, "Thank God Malcolm Brogdon retired." And I'm like, really?
But if he decided to retire, he probably knew he was washed.
Maybe. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
He probably would have got hurt like he usually does older, but okay.
Did you like the Alvarado move just as a backup guard? Do you think he can be that backup guard that you're talking about that you could trust there?
I don't think there's going to be anybody. I like Alvarado for sure.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be one guard off the bench that can give you this. I mean, look at their skill sets. There's not one guard off the bench that gives you everything you would want in a backup point guard.
Are you seeing the size that they're throwing on him in all these matchups too?
There are. It is. Look at you using context and what's going on. That is a good point, and that's why, to your point, Brown's gonna have to mix and match because there's no perfect backup point guard on this team.
There's no.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, you know, Deuce is a great shooter, great defender, not a great playmaker.
They call it a foul.
I
don't know about that one.
No, it's gonna be tough, and I think this is why Josh Hart is super important because Josh has pretty much shown that he could be the secondary type of playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
So
what?
That's a wild call. That's what we got to call. We call it like it is here. That's a wild call.
That's a wild call.
That is a wild call.
I think I'm with Ron Holland on this one. But you'll take the free throws, Jordan Clarkson, I'm sure.
I'm sure you'll take it.
Don't sleep on Jordan. I mean, at the same time, I think Jordan Clarkson come off the bench in a playoff game and drop 15 out of nowhere.
Oh, he's a guy that can absolutely do that. He can also give up 15.
He's kind of in the campaign role now.
which is crazy. He's supposed to be better than
He's supposed to be overqualified for that. So I haven't written him off.
I won't write him off either. I still think he's a guy that can help them win games.
I think he'll be a guy that can help him. I mean, he's there tonight. But
I wonder I think you might see some of what you said. You made a great point, Harrison. You might see based on matchups. You're talking about that 2019 Raptors team. And Mike Brown has shown the willingness to do that. Will he mix and match? Right? Will he play different guys based on what the matchup calls for within their skill set? Game might be a Tyler Tola game. One game might be a Jose Alvarado game. You might see Clarkson.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, none of those guys coming off the bench are making double-digit million dollars, right?
Right.
They're all vet mins or under $5 million a year. They shouldn't feel beholden to any guaranteed minutes.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So be ready when your number is called. We need playmaking tonight. We need defense tonight. We need catch and shoot tonight.
You got to stay ready.
Look at the defense.
Stay ready.
Look at that defense. Wow. That was a top 5 pick, by the way, who hasn't really panned out offensively, but defensively, he's he could make an all-defensive team at some point in his career. Like, he's that good defensively. They have like 3 or 4 guys who you wouldn't be surprised could be on all defense at some point. That's a good drive.
That was a good.
Diawara's got he's young, so you got to give him time in the weight room.
Gonna be curious to see how Brunson comes back out here.
Yeah,
is he gonna put the team on the shoulder right here, or is he gonna like
try to set guys up?
To set guys up and make it a collective type of movement.
What was the game he had a couple games ago where Brunson's shot wasn't falling? He
13 assists against the 13 assists against
I thought that was a great, well-played game, too. Laker game.
Yep.
I thought he played a great game in that. His shot wasn't falling because there's different ways, and, he misses another shot here. There's different ways to contribute offensively, even when the shot is not falling. And I think that's what you want to see from him here because his shot doesn't look good tonight. You're not going to have it every night. It happens. Some nights you're not going to have it. It's not going to happen. So
especially when nobody else is posing a threat offensively. That's the thing. Sometimes it's going to be easier for Brunson to go off when you get more guys contributing.
And that's the problem in a game like this because you don't have Towns, you don't have Anunoby. Those are 2 big offensive pieces you don't have. And it's like, look at the lineup the Knicks have out there. Who are you trusting to take them other shots? Bridges and
That's
right?
it. I mean, Shamet becomes what?
Low-key Shamet.
Shamet becomes like a primary scorer tonight.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's asking a lot of Landry Shamet.
I also think, and even with OG and Cat, like who obviously give you a lot of size, I think the size, like if you play Detroit again, whatever round it is, most likely the conference finals, if it does happen, the size is going to be an issue for Brunson. And honestly, like a lot of their guards. Because of how they can guard the perimeter, because they stick to their principles, because they can switch. Like, I think he has to figure out ways to sort of navigate the size and try to get, if he's going to get his 30, do it on less than 30 shots, get to the free throw line, whatever it is. Make the gimmies that you're able to get in the paint because they're going to be few and far between.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem, right? This is the problem. The lineup you're playing with, who else can create on the floor right now?
That's it.
Who else is creating on the floor right now?
That's it.
I mean, so is it a roster construction issue?
Well, I can't judge the roster when 2 starters who are major offensive players are out. Like, this is what you're going to get. Most teams, you take 2 starters that are major offensive players out, the offense is not going to look the same.
Yeah, you're going to have lineups, maybe, I don't know if it'll be exactly like this, but you're going to have lineups in the postseason where, hey, you're going to have to try to survive with Brunson and whomever. Because if Towns were active, he might be in foul trouble right now because it's the Pistons, and we know how Towns gets. Like, we can't just assume, like, oh, Towns and the OG will be there, it'll just fix everything.
But even if Towns was out there,
you have to
just having an OG takes pressure off of somebody else.
Yeah, there are things that they could be doing better, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Towns was 20-10 last year in the playoffs versus the Pistons, shot over 48% from the 3-point line in that series.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, I know he makes a lot of people upset at times, and I understand why.
But he's a matchup problem.
He's a matchup problem, and if go back to Mike Brown when he was with the Kings and how much Domantas Sabonis was just a hub.
Oh my God.
Just a hub to start the offense. How many times would Domantas
Mhm.
Sabonis flash to the top of the three-point line, hand the ball off, and create other options for the offense? Cat, I don't think he's ever going to be the Domantas Sabonis type of playmaker, but I just think that's a hallmark of what Mike Brown wants to do to initiate some more motion in the offense.
Oh wow.
That's wild. I don't even know how that happened.
You know what's funny that you mentioned that? Because one of the things that I said I thought we would see more this season is
we talked about this in the preseason.
We talked about this a good amount. Cat in the
Mhm.
high post, because he's actually an underrated passer. When he doesn't telegraph the pass and he's just playing keep away,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like he actually is an underrated passer. I don't feel like it's something that they've used enough, but I also understand why in the way that they're running their offense. They want him to space more, not stand at the top of the key anyway. So I get it. I also think like in that series, they were like Detroit was killing them at times with back cuts, and that's something they have to watch out for when they play. Because now that Detroit's a better shooting team, the back cuts are going to be even more wide open. They were doing that on Cat last year, where Jalen Duren would get the ball at the free throw line, and then Asar Thompson would cut, or Ron Holland would cut. And then Knicks fans would be like, oh my God, how they keep getting dunks and layups. And it's like, yo, it's on Bridges' side. It didn't matter. Even OG, like they figured out different ways to score. And they're a more versatile team now. So again, like, and look at this lineup. Nobody from Detroit is under like 6'5", 6'6". And that's just what they do regularly.
See, I think that matters, the size. Conversely, with the Knicks, it's like they don't have another. This is where you talk about the double ball handle lineup. They don't have another ball handler or even a creator. Somebody can put the ball on the floor and get their own shot. You'd like that to be Mikal a little bit more here.
It's not.
No, but it's not. That's just not who he is, right? Like,
yo, can we stop stopping the game? They fucking call it
a lot of
everything
fouls.
now.
There's a lot of fouls in the score.
I know. And I expect it from these two teams, honestly. The Pistons especially, but the stoppage is in play. Like, come on. Mike Brown be making some funny-ass faces, bro. Remember during the NBA Cup?
Oh, my gosh. That speech after the game, man.
No, the anthem.
The anthem?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant his face.
Yeah.
You had to stare. I remember that.
I don't know if he actually made the face at what. Well,
was that the final? The cup final game?
Yeah, I forget her name. But like, I don't remember if he made the face at her or they edited that way.
Somebody edited it.
But
I don't think it was like that.
That shit was hilarious. Oh boy.
Just stay down.
I'm actually surprised he went to his left and not his right, where he had more space.
Cade is taking a leap this year, y'all. That I will say that is a problem. Like his clutch scoring this year, and that's if you looked at the clutch player of the year odds right now, he'd probably be the favorite. Like his clutch scoring this year has been incredible, and that is definitely a difference from last year. I think the Knicks beating them, the fashion that they did, where the Knicks were essentially winning all the clutch games in that series.
They did.
Watching Cade Cunningham in the clutch this year is something scary. He gets to his spot. You can't move him off his spot. He doesn't have to take anything that's really difficult in terms of shot quality.
Wow.
He's really good in the clutch as a player.
The one thing I've been a little shocked, I was just double checking because
I have the favorite. The favorite's Anthony Edwards right now.
Oh, he's going crazy in the clutch.
175, and then Cade and Maxey 350. That's MGM as of 2 days ago.
Huh. The one thing with Cade's game that I've been a little disappointed in this year is the 3-point shooting. I thought he'd get a little bit better in that regard. He's dropped from 35% to 32%. But
whose game?
Cade.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be a little bit better than that this year in that regard, or at least back to where he was. However, what I will say from watching the Pistons games, I do watch a good amount of their games. His shot diet has been better, and he's not forcing, I think, as many threes. Sometimes in the Knicks series last year, I thought he took too many threes.
Yeah.
He's not. I think we said this. So, like, if you're Cade, why are you taking this many threes?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he's ever going to be like a really good shooter. Now, if you can shoot 35% like he did last year around league average, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But because he's down to 32, it's just. But I just think the way his shot selection is, he's taking more in the mid range. He's attacking more. I like that part of his game. Like
Free
that
throws too.
get to the line
Gets
more.
to the line.
Yeah, he's been
10
smart
times
about that.
per 100 possessions.
That's what you like to see in a player. Like it's like I know my game. You know what I mean? I know my game and what I can do. So yeah, it'll be now. The thing for him is this: you got to do it in the playoffs. And
And last year you could see him working through things.
Yeah,
like he had some moments, and especially in that first game in that fourth quarter or whatever, and where campaign honestly might have won the Knicks this series with that fourth quarter.
Is Campaign not in the league right now?
No,
he's not. He's overseas.
That's a damn shame.
He's overseas. Yeah, I mean, listen,
that's a damn shame.
He's not on a bad team. To be fair, he's on partisan in Serbia, but yeah, he's not in the NBA right now. Unfortunately,
a lot different than Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Whole lot different.
although crowd noise for crowd noise, you watch some of them games.
You wouldn't know.
In
You
Serbia.
in the Garden.
In Serbia, I mean, the rivalry ones especially.
I could imagine.
Like it's crazy, but yeah, I think you can see him working through things, and you only get better in the play. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say you only get better in the playoffs if you keep going back. James Harden has proven that has not been the case necessarily, but you know, I do think that the Knicks are gonna have the advantage in playoff experience. You still have to go. You still have to go win the series though, regardless of who it's against.
You got to. And like for those people and so people in the chat who don't put anything in context, or they're just gonna act like, oh man, because the Knicks, let's say the Knicks lose this game.
Yeah, where was the foul?
I missed
That's such a good challenge then.
Yeah, good. Yeah, where's the foul?
Oh, the finger on the wrist.
Come on.
Yeah,
that's light.
What are you doing?
That's light.
That's all.
Successful challenge. That's why I like to.
But what I'm saying is,
we have a bunch of comments, by the way, we haven't gotten to.
Yeah, well, some of them were stupid, so I'm not doing that.
Dang,
but
you said that, not me.
Yeah, some of them were absolutely ridiculous. The people who want to go off. And
You're talking about. I think
we're talking about one person. That's all of y'all. The one person. I'm not
even the Pistons fan.
No.
Johnny Christmas 5753.
Shout out to the Pistons fans. They got a right to talk. They talk. I ain't mad at that.
Listen, I think
but the same people who overreacted last year, what me and Harrison are saying.
Yeah,
when the Knicks lost to the Celtics and the Cavs,
I think the Knicks will be favored in the Pistons series. I ain't betting on them to win it though. I'll be nervous about that.
I'm not. I mean, I love the passion of Knicks fans. I'm not mad at them being upset at how this looks, but.
Sometimes
it's just I'm telling you.
Sometimes I'm like, you watch enough sports to not overreact.
I say that a lot. Yeah,
like you've seen enough sports to not act like this anymore. Unless you're like 15 years old.
There's another shooter.
Then I'm like, okay, you haven't watched enough sports, right?
Duncan Robinson.
But like when you've watched enough sports and we've seen. I said this at the halfway game mark.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacers were 22-19 last year and went to the finals.
Oof.
You can't go crazy about this stuff.
Nah.
But you see fans all the time.
Nice support.
It's over. They're not doing it. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You have no idea. There's the same people that said it was over last year. And then when they're not there, nobody says anything. I'm not saying that we know either. This is why you got to play the games.
I'm telling you, I know. The Knicks are going to the finals. I don't care what the score tells me. They're going to the finals. Anything else is an absolute disappointment and an upset and a surprise to me.
I agree with that part. I assume you have a future on them.
I didn't take.
He did not put his money there.
To be fair, the value is
not
really there.
At one point, it was wild. I think it was BetMGM that actually had the Celtics as a favorite, but it wasn't too long ago. Like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I saw
that was probably when the Knicks were in their stretch.
The Knicks were in their stretch, and
Boston had a great net rating at the time. They had a good stretch.
I think that was probably the only.
Boston,
time.
by the way, is losing 54-33 to Miami right now in the second quarter,
yeah.
And it's almost halftime.
It's a nasty time in the league right now.
Yeah, Boston.
Wiggins, Bam, and Powell have 40. Jeez.
Damn.
Put together.
Well, I'm not. I guess I can't be too surprised by that score too, because Miami, Bam, Wiggins, Powell, they probably been on pins and needles the past 2 weeks with this Giannis.
They're letting that aggression out.
You know what I'm saying? I still got my crib in Miami.
I mean, if they were getting Giannis, those guys, Wiggins might have gotten traded. The other two weren't. Boston's 1 of 19 from 3. That might have something to do with it also.
I mean, bad shooting games happen.
Make or miss
and you know what it is too. It's almost like it's like rinse and repeat. Boston just had a West Coast road trip.
They did.
It's that first half. coming back from a West Coast road trip. Look at last night. Lakers started poorly against the Philadelphia 76ers. They just came back from the East Coast road trip. What happened second half? Even without Luka, they ended up winning the game.
Yep. It looks like Luka's going to be okay.
It's hard to judge because of the shorthandedness of this team, but
that's an ugly shot.
I knew that was short.
Once in a while though, I'm telling you.
Wow.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay.
Town's got the shades.
I'm not. Yo,
he got the boxer
shades indoors, yo.
No, it's because of the cut on his eye. That's why.
Okay, he gets a pass.
Yeah, give him a break, bro.
I like shades indoors.
They're not good at throwing lobs. Some of these dudes.
Yeah, they've had a couple misses.
Another open three. Yo, like you could say they're hot, but they're cashing in on largely open looks. Like,
I wonder. Yeah, NBA.com should have like the shot quality metric. Shot quality for the Pistons is probably very high.
Oh, it's got to be because they didn't.
Yeah, look at the shot quality. Shot quality.
That's poor transition defense.
They cut. We saw this in the Knicks series last year. They cut with intent.
Yep.
Every time, like they're disciplined. JB Bickerstaff, like salute, honestly.
Yeah.
To get clipped out of Cleveland like that, and now he's got.
Oh no, he's done a good. You're not giving him credit. You don't think he's done a good job?
No, he's done a good job. I don't believe in JB Bickerstaff. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't believe in the Pistons. I mean, I have.
The Pistons fans in the chat who came to troll. They are gonna be mad. Okay, tell us why you don't believe in the Pistons.
They don't have another scorer.
Wow, Dennis Jenkins got totally lost there.
That's it.
Mikal couldn't cash in.
That's another. If the Knicks have had some open looks, they're just like. Not.
I think even without they shouldn't be winning these minutes. Like the Knicks have Brunson, Hart, Mikal, Mitch. This is an offense.
Tobias Harris is their second best scorer, ain't he?
Jalen Duren, and Jalen Duren's a legit number 2.
Would you try? Would you score? I give Jalen Duren credit. He got a little off the bounce game this year. Would you trust
number 2 isn't your second best player? I'm saying.
Would you trust Jalen Duren to score off the bounce against Mitchell Robinson? Absolutely not.
I like Jalen Duren, but I wouldn't.
I like him too. I think he's dope.
I love his defense. I love his rebound.
Nah, he's dope.
He's an underrated playmaker.
He's an underrated passer.
Hasn't done that as much this
season. He really caught that block with like his elbow.
He's freaking like they have athletes too. That's the other thing. Stan Van Gundy's funny. Said he almost hit his head on the backboard.
You've been called delusional by Pistons fans in the chat.
Okay. All right.
Here's the thing.
The Knicks have beaten the Pistons when it matters. No Pistons fan could actually tell me that the Pistons have a better roster than the New York Knicks. No Pistons fan can tell me that they have more experience than the New York Knicks. No Pistons fan can tell me they have a more proven head coach than the New York Knicks. The only advantage that the Pistons have against the New York Knicks is home court advantage. That's it.
It might not matter.
Who do we think wins in a playoff series?
Just being real.
Who do you think wins in a playoff series between this year's Pistons and last year's Pacers?
Last
year's Pacers.
I'm still taking last year's Pacers. You know why? I trust they will defend enough like they did in the second half, and they have their second best player is better than the Pistons' second best player, and I trust that person to score.
And I don't think the Pistons with Tyrese Halliburton would be able to force turnovers. I don't think they'd be able to cause the havoc that the Knicks are struggling right now because Jalen Brunson is their primary playmaker and their primary scorer. Mm-hmm. Tyrese Halliburton be like, y'all gonna pressure me? Boom. Obi Toppin for 3. Obet, cut. Pascal Siakam for a layup.
I think the role players are better on the Pacers than the Pistons of last year.
Oh yeah,
I think the role players are better.
I think it's the Halliburton factor too, man. I just think Halliburton's an elite playmaker. Halliburton might be the best playmaker in the NBA.
He is.
Not named Jokic.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, other than Jokic, yeah.
I don't disagree with that. In terms of he's going to make the plays, he's not going to turn
the ball over. I think that's
a
really good series, man.
I do think it's a good series.
Like the way the Pistons could defend, they have length, they have switchability kind of everywhere.
I think that the Pacers are more balanced.
I think the Pacers have better shoot. That Pacers team had better shooting, obviously.
Yep, I'm taking the Pacers.
got Turner would bring.
It's
Durant out to
It's more of a
three-point
debate
line.
for me. I probably would go with the Pacers because I've seen it. That helps, but I mean,
It could be that too.
I could change my answer in June depending on what happens. But
I would trust. I should trust. You're probably right, Brian.
I don't think
about what you've seen.
see. Typically, I'd probably be like, yeah, this regular season nonsense. Like we get one of these teams all the time, but like when it's a defensive team that has this size, switchability, athleticism, I look at it a little bit differently than when it's like, the Suns from 20 years ago, or the Nuggets with Ty Lawson, or any of the hyper offensive teams, or even the Cavs from last year, who I actually thought would be better in the playoffs and did have some injuries in that Pacers series that affected things. But usually the offensive teams, I look at them a little bit sideways because I'm like, all right, in the postseason, what's going to happen? But the Pistons, like they play postseason basketball in the regular season. They'll like the secondary scoring, like it'll be a question at some point. I'm positive of it, and the experience for some of these dudes. But
it's a major question for me.
But yeah, I still think they're firmly. The Knicks have the most talent in the East, but I think Detroit is probably second
in talent.
Two-way talent.
You don't think Cleveland's more? I think Cleveland's more talented.
Two-way talent.
Tom Cleveland's that for
Nah,
I'm a James Harden playoff atheist.
If I'm
like that.
If I'm keeping it,
I love Donovan Mitchell, but Evan Mobley's been. Brunson's having a rough one.
If I'm keeping it a beam with you, the second most talented team in the Eastern Conference is the Philadelphia 76ers.
I don't trust their depth.
I don't trust their bench.
I mean, how deep do you want them to go?
And I don't trust that the guys you need to play are going to play.
Well, I'm not talking.
You're just talking talent.
I'm talking about pure talent, and I know Joel Embiid has been hurt almost every single round of playoffs, almost every playoffs that he's ever played in. But you see what he's doing right now.
But you tell me Maxey, Edgecombe.
I mean, top end
Maxey, Paul.
Their top end talent is great, but I trust Detroit's depth more.
But here's the thing. Let me ask you. Hold on.
If the Sixers saw Thompson more than Dominic.
If I told you the Sixers were healthy right now and they played Detroit in a playoff series, are you confident?
I think a lot of people would take the Sixers, and I would take Detroit.
That's all.
I think a lot of people would take the Sixers. I would take.
Can I tell you what I think that series would? I think you're right that people would do that. I think that's going 7 games.
Oh, I think that'd be a great series.
And I think, they don't James Harden, so they have a chance. The Sixers.
I mean,
I think Sixers could win that series.
Embiid could literally go for 40 and 40 and 15 in the play.
I think the Sixers have the talent to beat anybody, but they're the Sixers.
I mean, I don't think that's fair because it's a new head coach.
Yeah, see,
it's a championship quality head coach.
I think the Sixers match up better with the Knicks than they do the Pistons because of the Pistons defense.
You really are a believer in the Pistons. You think
they almost beat the Knicks last year?
Yeah, okay.
Without Jaden Ivey.
But here's my evaluation.
Who did nothing this year? He got traded.
Because he got hurt. Like, he was a different player last year.
Here's my evaluation of that series. The Knicks did not play the right way last year. They played a low possession, half-court offense.
I don't disagree with that.
And that's why the series played out the way that it did. And this is a problem that we're seeing tonight. The Knicks are playing to the Pistons style. They need.
But I think we all agree with that the Knicks are playing to the Pistons style.
Yeah, and because of their length and athleticism, how do you stop that?
But do you think
how do you stop that when
do you think the length is
do
you think the length is bothering Brunson tonight?
Yeah,
Brunson's been terrible.
Sure,
that's going to be the entire series.
Hold on, but let me ask you this. This is a great discussion. If we all can agree the length is bothering Brunson, but we've seen Brunson figure things out before. Do you think Brunson doesn't figure it out over 6-7 game playoff series?
Sure, but I'm not worried. I'm not as worried about him as I am the other guys. If Campaign doesn't have that fourth quarter in game 1, you lose game 1.
Maybe Jordan Carson's
and the series
Tyler
will be
Colton's in campaign. Maybe Jose Alvarado's in campaign.
The Pistons outscored them in the last 5 games by like 8 points or 5 points or whatever it was. That was a Pistons team that was worse. And less experienced. I just think it's closer than we're letting. I can't just look at the Knicks.
I'm not saying the Pistons.
I can't look at the Knicks and be like, oh, they got it.
No,
I can't do that.
I agree with you on that.
Is their defensive ceiling high enough for me to say that?
I think if they play defense the way they've played in the last, we saw 8 games until tonight. And again, tonight, no OG, no Cat. I'm not going crazy like some people are.
No Cat should help your defense.
No, not necessarily. Well, yes, in theory, yes, but you also have to factor in when you're having bad offensive possessions, they're running on you.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that matters.
I also just saw Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, and Josh Hart lose minutes to a Tobias Harris-led lineup.
I understand that, but I'm saying I think all this stuff matters before, right? Like you have 2 other guys on the floor that are like in roles they haven't been in for. How much am I taking from this game? I'm gonna say this, and I say this on both sides.
Sure,
on both sides, because you have people in the chat who's got Jordan Raymond 5267 who says no one in the East can F with the Pistons this year.
My gosh,
I'm not going that far.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, too far.
I'm not going that far.
Too far.
But I think,
and it's regular season. You can't say for teams you got to show me and do it in the postseason. The Pistons have not done it yet in the postseason.
Yeah, they got to prove it.
Pistons fans have to understand that is fair until it's proven. You know what I've seen proven in the postseason? Jalen Brunson. He looks terrible tonight, but I've seen the man figure it out in the postseason.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But
that's it.
I don't think they're fake good.
I don't think we're saying that. Well, I'm not saying that. I don't know if Harris.
No. They're good. They're not at the same. They're not at the same caliber roster construction wise as the Knicks.
In terms of talent, I would agree with that. But
and I'm gonna always bank on the more talented
you're gonna
roster.
bank on the talent.
I don't know. I do not do that.
I know
The Pistons were not the most talented team last year. It didn't matter. Like they played the best basketball.
But did they lose to the most talented team?
Well, Tyrese Halliburton blew out his Achilles. Like
we'll never know. We'll never know if they could have
blew out his Achilles.
What I will say to this is, I think here's the word I'll use. You're right. The most talented team doesn't always win. I think we can all agree on that again.
Mm-hmm.
I trust the Knicks' experience and balance to figure it out, despite their flaws.
I think that's the point of this season. You're supposed to,
right? To that point, and I say this to everybody watching in the chat, you can't go crazy over 2 games.
Yeah,
you guys have watched too much basketball to be like, you just saw this last year. I've been saying this all last year. You saw this last year. You saw the Knicks look terrible against the Cavs.
Yeah.
Terrible against the Celtics.
Yeah.
So why the hell, if I just saw this last year, why would I go crazy about 2 games against the Pistons and judge this game when there's no Cat and no OG? I've watched too much basketball, and I'm too intelligent for that.
If you want to go off the script, might as well lose all of them to the Pistons.
That is not shading the Pistons. 2 things can be true. I'm personally not shading the Pistons. I think the Pistons are a good team. I think they're a really good defensive team. I still think they got to figure some things out. But am I jumping out the window because of 2 games here?
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
If you're jumping out the window, or you're jumping out the window because Brunson shot 2 for 13 in 1 game, you know who I'm talking to. That's crazy. You can't do this. You just watched this last year. If you guys are fans, I say this to the Pistons fans too. You watch your team every night. The Pistons lost to the Wizards last night.
16.5 points.
I'm going to say, are Pistons are bums?
They're on the second of a back-to-back too, doing this.
Yeah, but the Pistons lost to the Wizards last night. Yeah. The Wizards.
And Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George even played 20 minutes each. Yeah.
And Jalen Duren got hurt and left that game.
And I wouldn't tell any Pistons fans in the chat, oh, you should go crazy. I don't think the Pistons are going to
it's kind of wild talking after. We did see what happened last night.
But I also would think it would be ridiculous to devalue the Pistons and say that they are no good because they lost to the Wizards. My point just being overall is you cannot overreact to small sample sizes.
I think if they play again, it's going to be another really close series.
I do too.
I would be surprised. I think it'd be a close.
I do too.
Series.
I would put my money on the Knicks. I'm with Harrison on this.
I don't know if I would yet.
You say you're nervous to put your money on the Knicks. I'm not. I didn't. I just said I put my money. I just said I put it confidently.
Yeah. I'd also want to know who has home court. I would say right now. I'll say this right now on my chest. I know you're going to say regardless the Knicks.
Regardless of home court, put my money on the Knicks.
Yeah, I understand.
Right?
Even with the Knicks' woes this season on the road.
If you want to listen, man. Here's my thing.
But I get it. It's a regular season.
The Knicks' woes on the road, and you've been talking about it. That's a little more concerning to me than maybe some other things that people don't talk about.
But I don't look. You need to win 1, maybe 2 games on the road in a series to win the series, depending on how you handle your own home court. I don't think that they can't win in Detroit in a playoff game. We saw it last year.
I have zero. Harrison, you can jump in here and tell me what you think. I have zero fear about the Knicks going anywhere in the East and winning a road game if they need to. despite how they've played this season, because they have enough players that stepped up in road games last year. Now, you can talk about Boston and how they probably played into their hands a little bit and all that stuff, right? And I'm not saying that's true, but that's fine. My point, I'm going to come back to my point. You cannot overreact over small sample sizes. As a basketball-loving community, you can be better than that. You said you wasn't tripping over 2 and 9. That doesn't mean you didn't see things you didn't like in the 2 and 9 stretch, because we did. The defense was ass.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cat was terrible. We just saw this team play good defense at 8 in a row, 2 of their starters out. Now we're going to overreact? If you're overreacting, you're missing the point. To me, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah,
not you.
I'm not really. I don't think I'm reacting like.
No, I think
super strongly.
Our friend Andrew Claudio always says react accordingly. That's the only thing he always tweets, right?
I think he trolls when he does it. But
go ahead.
No, I personally I want the Knicks to go 82-0. That's unrealistic.
Yes.
I personally don't mind when they lose like this, because it's only going to make them better.
You want to see how they respond from it.
I do a pod with Danny Green.
Yes.
Played in the league for a while.
The green room, right?
Yeah, inside the green room.
Inside the green room.
And I talked to him and I said, my wish for the 2026 portion of the NBA calendar was for the Knicks to feel challenged, because they need to get better if they want to actually win in the finals. I want them to be pressure tested by a team like the Pistons, by potentially the 76ers, by potentially the Boston Celtics. They need those reps against quality teams. And if they don't get those reps, they're not going to be ready potentially in the finals. I still, at the end of the day, don't believe that there's a roster as good as Westbrook. Oh, my gosh. I still don't believe there's a roster, and I don't think anybody in the chat, nobody in the chat can actually look at the rosters up and down in the Eastern Conference and say with confidence that there's a better roster than the New York Knicks. There's nobody right now in the chat who could look at the Knicks.
There's somebody in the chat that says crazy stuff all the time.
Oh, for sure.
Like Kolik's better than Brunson and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, well,
I think that's why we've talked about it all year, but this is why I say this is the most pressure that this team has had.
100%.
This organization.
But Harrison is saying, embrace the pressure. Harrison, you made it. That's the point you made.
Not every fan. Y'all know. Not only y'all want to.
I agree.
A lot of people don't want to deal with the pressure.
This is probably the most pressure in franchise history.
It is. They put it on themselves too. I think
in franchise history,
they put it on themselves too. It is contextually because they haven't won in forever.
Yes.
They fired Tom Thibodeau and said, we believe we have a championship level roster in the press release. Like, that's what they said, damn near verbatim. And
which I like personally. And I like it.
And as I said, time and time again, this is the window, like this season, because everyone's in their prime. Whereas Detroit, we could say what they want now. We could say what we want about them now. They should be better next year.
Yep.
Should.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana will be better next year.
100%.
Boston should be better next year because they'll have Tatum back. We'll see what Orlando. I'd like to say they'll be better next year, but I don't know.
I don't know. Falling off.
I don't know what to expect with Cleveland because of the Donovan Mitchell situation. TBD. I don't know if Miami actually trades for somebody one time. TBD. But at a bare minimum, Detroit, Boston, Miami, possibly Orlando is better next year. We'll see about some of the other teams. Like Philly's a wild card, Miami's a wild card, up and down the Eastern Conference.
We'll see where Giannis goes.
We'll see where Giannis goes. And you have some other teams that are making moves for next year now. I don't think Washington's going to be like amazing, but they made their moves to try to see if they can get into the playoffs next year.
I'll wait and see if their guys play.
Yeah, we'll see. And you know how much I like watching the Hornets this year. They look like they might make the playoffs this year. So but I think it's mainly about like the top of the East. Like you have a shot. Like you have a great shot because you are clearly the most talented team in the East. But if you don't get it done this year, then this is why we watch the games. This is why we all do what we do. This is why we love this. It just gets a lot harder next year if you don't do it now.
You have to. I think there's maybe Harris and I. We sound like we are maybe more in the same vibe. I think there's a way to.
I don't even know if I'm disagreeing with you guys.
No, I don't think you are. I'm just saying, I think there's just as for everybody, the fans, there's a way to embrace pressure. I said this last year, you want moments like this.
Yeah.
You want your team to feel the pressure. I have to go to the finals. Do you want to go back 6 years ago?
Absolutely.
Y'all remember what it was like? And you're out here, not you.
6 years ago was, they made the playoffs?
So 7 years ago.
No, they didn't make the playoffs yet. 6 years ago was the end of the 20. Well, first of all, 6 years ago, we were on the brink of a pandemic. So no, I don't want to go back to 6 years ago.
Even 6, 7 years ago, whatever the point is, you have to embrace the stuff. You said something that was good, in that you want them to be tested by teams. You mentioned Detroit.
Yeah.
You said Philadelphia. Hey, does anybody remember something? Because, since we're going crazy over 2 games tonight, why not? The Knicks lost the first 2 games to Philadelphia this season, right? Didn't look good. You were at one of the games with me, Bryan. Backcourt was getting cooked by Maxey and Edgecombe.
Yeah.
One of the Knicks' best wins of the season was last month in Philadelphia. I think it was on the 23rd.
Yep.
Down in Philly on the 23rd.
Still think that's their best win of the season. So
yeah.
And that's fine. And it was a great win, right? Great 4-2 down the stretch. Cat fouled out in that game.
Their second win all season against a team 500 or better on the road.
My point is, first 2 games, you can't
let them know.
And they play,
No. I'm saying that's why it's their best win.
Yeah.
And they play.
Like, that's
Philly,
why it's
they
their best
play
win.
Philly again
Because they need
All-Star
to string together road wins this year.
They do.
They don't have a lot of quality road
wins. You can't go crazy. You have to see how you respond to tests.
Yeah.
How do you respond to adversity?
It's a long season.
I think some people, you said 82-0. Some people just want no adversity.
No.
Let's just cruise through the season.
Absolutely.
It doesn't
No.
happen like that,
Yeah.
man.
The 73 win Warriors didn't win the title.
Boom.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's-
I would like to know, to the producers, if you can put this up in as a poll, because Harrison asked the question: is there a roster in the Eastern Conference? Did you say NBA Eastern Conference?
Eastern
right?
Conference.
Eastern Conference that is better than the Knicks. Let's put that up in the poll.
What's the question?
I want to ask
Exactly.
the people, huh?
If there's a team in the Eastern Conference better,
With a
better
roster, better
roster.
roster than the Knicks right now, right? Not how you might like your construction, but more talented roster.
talented roster.
To use
Yeah.
that, just so it's good. Jordan Raymond, who's clearly Mr. Little Caesars Arena, he says the window's closed, boys. Just accept it. Okay. How do you know your window's not closed?
I think
That's funny.
I'd rather you say they're like, I don't think they're gonna win this year. Not the win. Like, you can't say the Windows.
Yeah, but to that point, I mean, you talk about pressure, right?
Yeah.
Like, the part of the reason the Knicks are going to feel pressure, particularly potentially guys like karl-anthony Towns, because let's keep it real. If the Knicks do not win this year, the pressure is going to be on him.
You're calling the Bucks
because you're calling Milwaukee
Yeah.
and saying, "Yo, we didn't win. It's up.
time.
It's time to move." So to the person who said the window is closing, no, the window can actually get extended a lot longer if the Knicks lose this year, because they might pull that Giannis move.
Right. And then,
So
right.
Although the market will be competitive.
I
sure.
just want to respond to something because Jordan Raymond said Pistons off Duran. So what? The Knicks don't have 3 of their top 7 players tonight. I didn't even mention Deuce McBride. What are you talking about? Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're going to have a conversation, be real about it. Let's talk about the facts and talk about it within context.
Tough move, boy. Yo,
he loves doing that.
He's
shit.
perfected that little pickup.
I'm seeing so many guys in the NBA do it now. I don't know if
the rip through and then
The way Donovan Mitchell does it is nasty. He goes over your head with it.
Yeah, he does it Dwayne Wade.
Spooky. Spooky.
I want to see what I'm looking for in this game, right? Is I think the captain will bounce back. We saw the first shot. What's the fight in this game?
Josh
That's
Hart
a
was
tough
wide
shot.
open.
Tough shot. 2 tough shots by, well, I won't call the first one tough, but 2 shots by Jalen Brunson. 17-point game.
They're making him work for
And
these shots.
I think
Which
this
you should do
and
with
this
the
is-
size and length.
And this is where the Knicks caught into a little bit of an issue last year when they played against the Pistons. Was Jalen Brunson's a hell of a shot maker and he made a lot of shots, but as he's found sometimes during this year, sometimes you got to get off it and let other guys shine, and that just makes him and the team better. Like, go back to last year. Remember when Jalen Brunson had that ankle injury? OG was averaging over 20 points per game. And then when Brunson came back, OG wasn't scoring like that anymore. That's why Mike Brown was brought here, so that Jalen Brunson can be his usual great self and other players can still be great while Brunson is being great. And I think that's the biggest challenge of the Knicks that the Knicks go through. How can everybody be great at once? And that's why they have games
I like that point.
that versus the Pistons. I'll say to the cows come home, the Pistons cannot score with the Knicks, but the Knicks have had trouble maximizing everybody offensively.
Yeah.
I
think that's a great way.
I think it's a great point of putting it, but how much of that has to do with the fact that, and I think this hasn't been acknowledged enough, maybe not by you, Harrison, other people, but they are still learning a new system under a coach. They're still learning it. Like, it takes time.
Jesus.
It does take time. It takes willingness. And I think you've heard players kind of talk about how difficult that it has been. I mean, he hasn't necessarily said it per se, but he's kind of hinted towards how difficult it's been. You heard the comment from Mikal Bridges after they played against the Toronto Raptors, where he said like he had to kind of humble himself or like, acting like he felt like entitled a bit. And so it's hard for these guys to really accept, what their roles might be in the offense. It's hard to necessarily believe in what the offense might be or needs to be. They've been so relatively very successful doing what they were doing before. Ugh. So now to like switch it up a bit,
I think that's a good point.
It's super hard to do that when and what makes it even more difficult is that they can still win off of sheer talent without going by the game plan per se.
But it is an adjustment to do that.
Admittedly, I thought by now we'd see all their guys click more. Like you talked about how do you get these guys to maximize all at the same time. And I feel like I haven't seen it enough over the last year and a half. And I guess that's another thing that I'm watching for. It's like, all right, honestly, this is what Mike Brown is supposed to be doing.
That's like, that was job number one.
His job is to do that, particularly in the spring. Like you're trying to use all of this to figure out how you can do that really when it matters. And that's going to be the test. I'm glad
you said that part, Brian.
If it's going to be the test, like if he can't do that
in the spring,
then then the roster is going to change because I don't think they're firing him after a year unless they lose in the first round.
I don't think so. I thought he's done a good job of playing.
I think that's the challenge. It's like you have all the talent, you have to maximize it at the same time. And if you can't, then you're playing into the other team's hands because they're going to play below your head, and the other teams who have role players who are going to play above their head because of what they can do skill set wise. So the talent gap is there, although I don't think it's a huge one. I don't think anyone's here saying that. But you have to figure out how to maximize all these guys at the same time because you have some damn good players in your top 7, top 8. But they have to click simultaneously. Otherwise,
right. And to that point, you want to click simultaneously when you don't have 3 of your top 7 players out there, the offense isn't going to look the same. Like it's not going to.
It's just hard because like teams up and down are missing guys, so it's like and they figure out ways to win.
Yeah, and
I do think like there are going to be Knicks fans who will be pissed about this game because Detroit again, and they're going to want to see.
I'll just say last year. I'm not going to repeat myself again.
No, I know, but I think they're just going to want to. They're just going to want to see like better effort from the guys who are there.
You did not you, Brian. You didn't see good effort against the Sixers the first 2 times. Then what happened third time? It's a long season.
I also don't think that means they're definitely like. You're sure they're going to beat the Sixers in a playoff series if they play each other?
No, that's not what I'm saying. There's no surety. So for people in the chat, not you who say they know, you don't know. You have no idea. There's no surety. I've also seen situations where.
And what I say is, if you know it, bet on it. See if you win the bet.
Right, like because if you had asked the Celtics fan last year or the Cavs fan how sure they felt they were going to beat the Knicks, I'm sure they felt sure because they had 4 wins. Which is my point is you don't just like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You don't know. So when you talk
another
about
charge by Brunson,
right? When you talk about like, oh, you know, like no, you don't know, and you can't get excited about 2 games. And so I really would like to ask the people that say, oh, I know this or the Pistons are playing bad. I'd like to know how old you are and how much basketball you've watched. Like that, I'd like to know. Because if you're like 12, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I kind of understand why you say that. You haven't watched a lot of basketball. You're going to get excited about 2 games.
There's a Duran versus Cat debate going on.
Are you serious
in the chat right now? In the chat right now.
Come on, y'all. What are y'all doing?
Sometimes we don't have to acknowledge.
He's a better rebound. Cat's a better rebound.
Like think about it. We've actually had somebody say that like Kolek is an overall better player than Brunson. Like we've literally heard that from somebody who's in the chat.
You know what?
The Knicks would be better with Tyler Kolek.
You know,
like no, that's Harrison. This has really been said.
It's nuts.
It is nuts. I agree.
Yeah, y'all better than me. Y'all better than me. And you know the problem is when people say stuff like that too, it makes you put you in a situation where you have to like almost discredit. Like I don't want to discredit Jalen Duren because he's been playing out of his mind. His off the bounce game that he's shown this year, great. He's going to be a very good player. But like he's still not a cat.
Duren is
it's a body of work.
Way better, right?
You could argue he's had a better season. I wouldn't say like.
Oh no, he's absolutely had a better season.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say.
Has he really though? Like you have to
He's
also
been a lot less detrimental.
You have
in some
to
ways.
evaluate your expectation going into the season. Yes, you probably think might think
for
that
the team or for the player.
For the player,
Okay.
for the player and the team.
Okay.
Like if you Duren, you went into the season not thinking of Jalen Duren as an all-star. You went into the season thinking of Cat as a perennial all-star. So when Cat hasn't played as your expectation, you're automatically gonna give him a ding on his marks, while Jalen Duren has superseded. But at the end of the day, who's leading the NBA in rebounding?
He's an elite defensive rebounder.
Who's Cat? Right?
Yeah, that's
Cat's leading the lead in rebounding.
I'm just putting respect on his name in that.
Is Cat still is Cat undoubtedly, even in his poor season, a better shooter than Jalen Duren?
Yes, even though he's having the worst shooting career.
Even though, and that's why
and at the rim.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why people will say, "Oh, Jalen Duren's having a better season because Cat's not playing up to his level." But Cat's poor level, his mid level, is still better than Jalen Duren's current best.
Would you say? What
are we talking about?
Jalen Duren's a good defensive player and is a better defensive player than Cat.
Yeah, he is.
He's not a better defensive rebounder than Cat. I think people don't put enough respect on Cat's defense.
How do you finish a defensive possession?
With the rebound. Do we think that Jalen Duren ever will be as good? Will he be 70% as good offensively as Cat?
I'm not going to put it past him, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not, because the way he
I don't know about the jumper, but other elements,
Yeah.
he's a better finisher.
The way he could put the ball on the ground, he's got
That's
some
what's
dribble.
probably
He's got some
impressed me
wiggle.
more
He's
this
got
year.
some wiggle to him.
From about 50 now, he can put the ball on the ground and he can finish. He can finish well.
He's passing.
I don't know if
the passing is.
Yeah, and
He's a good passer.
and Cat's gotten kind of monotonous with his dribble drive to the basket.
Yo, I'm so tired of watching him play running back.
Yo.
Oh my god, bro.
Yo.
The Cat halfback guys.
Give me your arm.
Yo, they're so. He's like he hooks.
Yo, nobody is more annoyed than
Yo,
Bryan will sit here and be
he
like,
takes the ball and he top of the key, and it's like, it's just too long.
I've been
steps.
annoyed.
No,
But here's one thing I want to say, and I talked about this.
Duren is also, I would say, probably not asked to do as much from a like all around standpoint, but not yet. Anyway, he's 20.
He might.
I mean, and this is no shade on Jalen Brunson. Imagine if Cat had a Cade Cunningham that was diming him up. Like Jalen Brunson's he's not a playmaker point guard like Cade Cunningham.
Point guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine what Cat would be doing if he was getting.
I think Cat,
getting easy layups because of his point guard.
Cat also shoots himself in the foot a lot, though.
Yeah.
The offensive.
There are a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
That's the thing too. Like leading the league in offensive fouls is nuts.
Yeah.
Brunson tried to draw another.
It's getting
charge.
nasty. It's getting nasty.
He was too.
It's getting nasty.
He was way too deep.
Yo,
This game is getting nasty.
See, and here's the thing: we got Jordan Raymond in here talking about he's tired of the way Cat screams. Like, okay, man. like,
I'm tired of the way a lot of NBA players scream,
cry about stuff, but like,
Mitch hasn't been as impactful on the boards as I thought he would be. Am I imagining that? Or yeah, he has 3 rebounds. Okay.
3 rebounds.
Yeah, that's low for
that's
him.
nasty work.
That's one every 6 minutes because he's played 18
look,
minutes.
man, I'm just
He's playing. He's also playing more minutes than I expected he would.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's gotten healthier, and they've had to, but he's got 18. He's at 18 tonight.
Yeah, he's
And,
carrying a heavier load than I thought he would be at this point.
I have like recently they found ways to find him as a finisher too, which is an encouraging sign.
Better signs.
They got him for a couple lobs.
For lobs.
Yeah, like he can't just be an offensive rebounder. He's too big not to be a little. If you can get a little pick and roll finisher
lob
game,
threat,
that
has to be a lob threat.
They've been
You know
doing
what
a
I'm
better
saying?
job with that lately.
Yeah,
Look,
especially
man.
too because he's going to be a free agent this offseason. And if the Knicks, it seems like the Knicks are intent on bringing him back.
We haven't thought so, but lately,
Yeah, if you're about to pay him upwards of $20 million, he's got to be able to finish in the paint. You got to be able to get 10 points out of him, and that let's keep it real. That's probably the market he gonna get, man. If not more, you can't lose him and Hartenstein.
No, but it's tough. It's tough when you're paying him as
when you
much
can't play back to
when you
backs.
can't play back to backs. That's the tough part. About
Is there another Mitchell Robinson in the NBA?
But that's what his agent's gonna say. And if I was his agent,
Right.
that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's the all I'm saying is this is a negotiating game.
Yeah.
I'm the team. I'm like, man, you don't play back to backs. And his agent is like, well, you gonna find another one of him.
And then I would say,
fascinating.
are there back to backs in the playoffs?
It's
No,
all
they're not.
That's what you say,
So that's what
agent.
I'm
Yeah.
It's all going to be playoff related.
I
Because
like that answer.
That's a great answer. If he performs in the playoffs,
Right.
and if you get to the finals and he's like a top 3 reason you get there, it's going to be tough. And another team will probably look. You should be thankful that the Pacers traded for Ivica Zubac, because I thought there was a world where they could actually like try to swoop in and get Mitchell Robinson, especially knowing
how
what that could
he
mean.
was to the Knicks. Yeah.
I think the team to watch for the Knicks and trying to re-sign Mitchell Robinson is the Lakers. I think they will be on Mitchell Robinson.
By the way, I'm not sleeping.
They have a wealth of cap
They
space.
have the most cap space.
I'm not sleeping on Boston if they can create enough space, because Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah, but Cater's giving some good production on a cheap deal.
But short-term deal. So like, there's money they have to move around a lot of money.
If you're his agent, you're selling him on this change the game guy.
How many fives can switch on a guard?
And we saw it. He was fantastic the other night against Dead Nuggets.
Yeah, after he was not really doing well at it early on in the year.
Man,
he's gotten better in space.
He was so good in space.
He was so bad in space early on.
Yeah,
he's gotten much better over the last
so good
few weeks.
guarding Jokic, guarding switches on Murray.
And he's and how old is he? 27, 28?
26 going to 27.
Yeah, bro. You got to 27. Yeah, you got to.
Which is shocking. It feels like he's 30 already.
Where I agree with both of you is like all that matters for him a lot is they kept him healthy through the season. How's he performing in the playoffs? You saw the impact of him in the last playoffs. You see how he could change the series and wreak havoc on the series. And you also see that Coach Brown is getting comfortable playing the double big lineup again at times, which I think you will see in the playoffs. I think you will absolutely see against a team like Detroit.
You have to.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to see it against everybody now.
Cavs.
And Mitch did not play the first game against Detroit. He did not play in that game against Detroit, if I remember correctly. I don't think he did.
Maybe not.
I don't think he did play in that game against Detroit.
But because Detroit has 2 bigs that they're going to play together, and Duran and Stewart. Cavs obviously have Allen and Mobley. Admittedly, I don't think a lot of Knicks fans are worried about that matchup in particular now. Boston adding Nikola Vucevic, I think, also means they have a big look now.
Yep. Like 27th, sorry.
Yeah, they have like, because Vucevic is going to help them on the glass. Defensively, it's going to be an adventure, but
4 years, $100 million,
and then Philly obviously with Embiid. So
that's the deal I would want if I was Mitchell Robinson. 4 years, $100 million, $25 million a year.
That's yep.
I'm 20. He's 27. Pay me till I'm 31.
Ask for 100.
Player option, and I want a player option on the last year.
Are you going?
Lakers should do it. Honestly.
Lakers are going to go for him. Man.
Lakers should do that.
I'd be
they
stunned.
Got space too.
They got space. They might. He might even get the Hartenstein kind of deal. They might be like, hey, we'll take you to 30 for 3 years.
30 last year team option.
Yeah, it depends on what he wants. That's the key. That's the key. What does he want? Look, you ain't gonna sell me. Yeah, you don't got to sell me on the value. It's just how far you're willing to go. That's what it comes down to. How far are you
for sure. I mean, it's all gonna come down to like, if the Knicks don't get it done, are they going after Giannis? Do they think Giannis and Mitch are a fit?
Yeah, I don't personally like.
I don't think it's.
I don't like that as a fit. Me personally.
Giannis is corny, bro. I'm tired of him.
Yeah, that whole saga is very annoying. The whole saga.
Go stay in Milwaukee with your $21 million in dead money,
bro. The saga was annoying. Whole saga was annoying, but I guess I understand the game. I think what turned people off, or at least turned me off, was the Instagram post after.
I thought that was corny.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
that was corny.
Yeah.
He posted on Twitter too,
saying the legends attract. Like what do we?
Not to Milwaukee.
Even that was the case.
What are you trying to say about Damian Lillard, Giannis? Like, you attracted him to Milwaukee, but like he left.
He didn't want to go to Milwaukee. We all know that.
He want to go to Miami.
Yes.
He was just messing up team morale. That's what Giannis was doing.
He want to go to Miami and Joe Cronin.
Other teams?
Or they usually other teams. He was just messing up other teams' morale.
Speaking of,
yes, he was out here having everybody nervous.
Boston's coming back, by the way.
That's what he was doing.
That's a foul. I need 2 more rebounds for Josh Hart, or 3. Shit.
Oh man, I see.
You better keep this game close.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see the back and forth with the Cat Duran argument has.
Are you serious?
Really taken off.
Is it really a discussion?
It
I think it's more so because of this season. the season Durant's having versus Cat.
I mean, I understand, but just because somebody somebody at their mid level could still be somebody at their best level.
Overall, yeah. I damn, that's gonna be a great, like, fascinating matchup to watch in the playoffs.
You know,
great save.
Wow.
I didn't want to give I know obviously today is not necessarily the right time to say it, but I did want to give a shout out to Josh Hart. Mm-hmm. Josh Hart has been playing very good recently. I think he had back-to-back games over 20 points before he got hurt in that Wizards game. Three straight, excuse me.
Jesus.
And I think he's going to be huge for the playoffs because of the way that they're going to guard him. Like, even tonight, Duncan Robinson's been his primary defender. Like, he's going to get the least talented defender every single playoff series.
Or they're going to throw bigs on him.
Yeah, and he's got to make them pay every single time. And
he's had a great season. He shot the ball well from downtown.
Mm-hmm.
He's been
more willing.
He's been good. We might have to put that poll in the chat about Cat and Durant. Shout out to the Pistons fans. Jordan Raymond, even though you said some stuff that I think is wild, shout out to you for rocking here with us. We appreciate you. I forgot we had some good Pistons fans with us last year.
The Pistons fans, the Pistons fans were cool.
We had some good Pistons fans.
Celtics fans were different, but then they got quiet.
But they're busted.
So 4 of 19.
We had a couple good Pacers fans too.
Have mercy.
Also.
Right now, we got the poll. Notice how Greg did not put up Kolik's numbers because he's a coward and he runs away from that. Is there a more talented roster in the Eastern Conference than the Knicks? Because we'll criticize. We said Brunson's been terrible tonight, but he'll never say anything about Kolik, even though he said Kolik should be over Brunson.
But as you mentioned, Brunson also has the body of work where it's like you know that he will probably be better than 4 for 19 the next time they play each other.
Yeah, Jordan Raymond, all love, man. We love having good.
Now I do have questions about like, okay, in the playoffs against this team, like, how is that going to look this year?
Look, I like the length. If you're a team, you should like the length that Detroit can throw at Brunson. I don't think that's anything.
I think it's intentional. They did that knowing, all right. They did that because, look, if you look in the East, like Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, they're like, yo, we need length for these quick ass elite shot creators.
The thing I think that's important though is, and this is the point I'm making about who's out there, I think that when you have different people that you can't help off of in a way that you can on Brunson, that's going to make it more difficult. When you have OG out there with Cats out there, you can't play the same aggressive defense that you're seeing tonight from Detroit. That's not me saying that Detroit isn't good. That's it. Greg, shout out to our guy Greg Film Stuff in here because he asked Greg, the dude who makes the ridiculous comments. He said, "How was Brunson against Denver the other day?" He says Brunson shouldn't be out there, and he throws his tomato cans. And I said Brunson playing is a bad look.
Yeah, 40, right?
42.
Yeah,
and a great performance.
Oh, whoa! What is this?
Yeah, he hurt. He. It looked like it.
Was that a shooting hand?
It looked like his ankle.
Oh.
It looked like, because I saw him take a couple slower steps, and I was like, did he tweak? But I didn't want to like say something that was potentially like inaccurate.
Yeah, good closeout by Shamet there.
He didn't go back to the locker room. So that's got to be a good sign.
Not defensively, but he's giving some solid minutes on the glass.
Here's what I want.
2 more rebounds from him.
Here's what I want from the Knicks offense. And especially going against a team like the Pistons. I want Brunson.
Wow, catch and shoot 3.
I want Brunson to be able to bring up the ball. It make 3 or 4 rounds around the court and get back to him. That's when the Knicks can become
college style,
can become truly lethal. And I think there's just too many possessions at times, particularly against a team like the Pistons, where it's bring up the ball, end up shooting it, or if he gives it up, he ain't getting it back. Whether it's a lack of screens, a lack of movement, or whatever it might be, that's when the Knicks will actually hit their apex as an offense. When Brunson can get the ball, give up the ball, and know he's going to get it back with enough time on the shot clock. That's when they'll be able to smash teams like the Pistons. I don't know if they'll ever get there, though. That's where they have to get. That's what Mike Brown's supposed to be for.
But to your point, and I love that you also use the word you said, that's where they have to get. You know what that says? That says things are processed sometimes. They're still trying to get there. Now, Bryan might be right in saying that you think they should have been their
That could be true too. That could it could be a disappointment that they're not there yet.
Two things can be true.
I think you should be seeing it more often. I'm not saying like that you should be all the way there now, but
you should be. I think that's fair to say that you should see it more often.
I think it's reasonable to expect, like, we're calling them the most talented team. Like, shouldn't they be number one in the East? You know what I mean? Like,
I want to say something because I want to give credit to Jordan Raymond, who's been active in the chat, Pistons fan. He said, he's talking about his Pistons here. I think it's an interesting comment.
What he said?
He said, this just feels like how 04 felt as far as the effort, hustle, defense from the Pistons. You don't always need the most talent as well as constructed roster. They took out the Lakers in 5. Lakers had way more talent that year.
You know that I love.
I will say
you know that I love that 04 Pistons.
Yes. That Pistons team had it's way more experience.
It's
to get to that point, and let's also be honest about that Laker team. That Laker team had Kobe and Shaq.
They had more talent.
Shaq, who came back after not being healthy for most of that season.
I don't care. They had more talent.
Like, and they had old ass Karl Malone and Gary Payton.
But they were still good enough to get to the final. They were to the finals.
Yeah, but the Pistons were.
And I love that Pistons team too. I want to be very clear about that. I love that Pistons
honestly.
I just find it interesting that Jordan is comparing them to that team.
Yeah, that's
because he likes it. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying he likes the defense and the grit and the hustle.
Yeah,
I can see
they
that.
had to build up that team because like they had gotten to the playoffs already.
Yeah,
you know, as a core, they added Sheed that year, and honestly, that may be the last time we've seen a team make a major acquisition and then win a championship off of the major acquisition.
Good point.
Like I don't know if we've seen that.
It's a good point.
So you could tell me that they can get to that point maybe, and Cade is obviously different than anything that they like. He's different than Chauncey Billups. I'm not saying he's, you know, I mean he is better, but he's different than all the other guys that they had on that team. That being said, I don't know if they have a Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have Rasheed Wallace.
Rip Hamilton.
You know,
it's Tayshaun Prince.
It's different era, though. It's hard to compare. I do think defensively, though, in terms of like the quality of defense that they're playing, it's got like they're the second best defense in the NBA.
No, so I do
second or third.
I do understand, and it's funny.
Probably second.
Jordan, tell me if I'm wrong. Sounds like you were a lifelong Pistons fan. But I could see how you feel the best you felt about the Pistons since that time. I don't think that's crazy. Since that era. I'm talking like from 04 to 08.
Team in 04-05, which was basically the same team. They were good too.
Yeah, they
lost
really
in the finals to the Spurs.
Yeah, they were really good. And then they got bounced by the Nets the couple years before that.
Yeah, like they had a run.
What are they saying about Josh?
Great, he's not going to play again.
And
it's what's the thing too, and this is why I figured we'd.
Is that Isaiah Thomas?
What the injured ankle.
That was Tuesday though. Is it another ankle injury?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yo, this is the thing too. Like the Knicks have also, and this is why I've wanted to see more in terms of like more consistency with a lot of their best guys playing their best at the same time, as Harrison basically said it. Although I said it in a lot more clunkier fashion just now, but like them meshing, peak chemistry, all these things because they've been healthy a lot of the year. Like OG Anunoby missed some time. Jalen Brunson, he had an ankle scare, but he's largely been healthy. Like a lot of Mikal obviously never gets hurt.
He missed less games than we thought he would.
Josh Hart has missed less games than I thought. Like, and now you're starting to see like a little bit more of the cracks. Deuce, who's been their best plus minus guy. Plus minus is not everything, but all their best lineups, or a lot of their best lineups have Deuce McBride in them. He's out for maybe the rest of the regular season, 6 to 8 weeks at least, and we'll see from there. Like, that's the other thing. It's like they've been healthy. So I would have wanted to see it gel more now by this point.
Yeah,
I would have. I mean, but here's the thing: we're talking about we're saying all this about a team that's just won 8. We're acting like this team hasn't won 8 straight games. Like they just won 8 straight games. Just came off a fantastic game against the Nuggets, and they are down 3 of their top 7 players. Like everything in context.
4 now.
4 now, right? Like everything in context is what I'm saying. And shout out to my guy Greg Film Stuff. Greg, you don't have to go with the fake Greg up in here. Like him saying that Brunson is not consistent. I mean, come on. We all know that's straight cap. Like none of that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I don't want to act like Brunson should never get criticized either.
Yeah, but you can't say ridiculous stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Because then you're gonna make me defend him like you can't, like he can't be criticized.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't criticize, but there's things I've criticized Brunson for. It could have been. But like saying that he hasn't been consistent and then saying that I can't take anything you ever say seriously.
That's a weird shot by Bridges, but all right.
He's shooting. Yeah, and it's like, fine. If you don't like Brunson, which is pretty clear, from that Greg guy. He does not like Brunson.
What does he have against Brunson?
I don't know. It's like I don't know if Brunson took his girl back in the day. He stole his lunch money or something.
Oh, he had the ball first, but then fouled them. It looked like, or did he back away in time?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but to say that he's not consistent,
Mikal free throws,
crazy.
We don't see this often.
No, we do not see this often.
Man, you gotta. The team's been playing too well to be down on any one result.
Mikal's actually been all right tonight. He's actually been maybe their best.
I think he's done what he needed to.
He's actually been their best player tonight.
He has been. It's not even
Jesus.
Close.
I need look, I'm not gonna win the Josh Hart bet because he got hurt. I need 2 more rebounds. So I'd like for Mo Diawara to get another bucket. Just literally need 2 more points. Mike Brown. It's a 30-point game. I think Mo Diawara should be in it. Just saying. We'll get Pacome Dadier minutes at some point, I guess.
Will we?
It's a nasty time to bet on the NBA right now. I'll tell you.
Nasty. I agree. This time is rough.
Worst.
That's why we only had a couple things to talk about, Harrison. This time, but hey, you got to talk about it sometimes before the game. You got to put together these parlays.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna miss mine because Josh got hurt. How many assists did Cade have?
Oh, that's a good one that you had.
I don't think
you're right on that.
I had under 9.5.
He's at 6.
Yeah, he probably not gonna play the rest of the game.
He got off to a hot start too, and then just
yeah, he had 2 in the first quarter.
Dennis
So
Jenkins
it looked a little
still-
problematic, but
he's gonna go under.
Do we still have Pistons fans in the chat? I'd like to know if do they have a roster spot, or do they have to get rid of somebody to convert Dennis Jenkins, or are they just waiting?
Nah, I think the one of the moves that they did during the trading deadline allowed them. I forget what it was, but they should be allowed to convert him now.
Okay, he's gonna get that.
Oh
my goodness.
I still think it's a disappointment if you're them that I still wouldn't have given up on the Ivy. And if I did, I would have gotten more for him.
I get why though, because they're not going to re-sign him, and he hasn't been a factor because he got hurt.
Yeah, but even
they just figured out a way to play without him.
Yeah, but
I loved Ivy. I thought he could have been a most improved player candidate before the injury, and it ended up being Duran anyway. But
you said you play well in Chicago.
Said that.
Yeah. He's a restricted free agent too. I think they're like, yo, we're gonna re-sign Duran. We're not gonna play the restricted free agency with 2 guys. And Chicago is probably like, well, he has more ceiling anyway.
I don't know what Chicago got going on. Oh, here's one thing though that I think is going to be a factor for Knicks fans and all fans of the Eastern Conference. It's nasty right now. It's super nasty in terms of the teams that are tanking. Like up and down the Eastern Conference or just in the NBA in general, whether it be the Jazz, whether it be the Wizards, whether it be the Pacers, whether it be the Bucks if Giannis doesn't play, whether it be the Kings, like because of the quality,
the Nets.
The Nets. Whether it's because of the quality of this upcoming NBA draft, you're going to see some very lopsided results towards the end of the season. So we should probably look up like strength of schedule going forward because teams like if the Knicks got 10 games against those lottery teams, they're gonna win all 10. I'm telling you that right now. Because not only will they want to win, them other teams are trying to. Bro, I couldn't believe it last night that the Wizards won. How did the Wizards win last night against
the roster they had?
Yo, Alex Sarr played under 20 minutes. The other night, Larry Markkinen played under 20 minutes in Utah. They could have won the game. They had Isaiah Collier played 48 minutes in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I don't know how
they sat Larry Markkinen early.
Yeah. I don't know how Detroit lost that game again.
Adam Silver got a problem on his hand with this tanking stuff. It's nasty.
Would you? I agree with you. I don't. You know what the problem is though? I don't think enough people care though.
Nah.
Like I think do enough people care? What? Okay, so
I think the networks. The major networks are gonna have to start caring. The RSNs, the regional sports networks, have to start I don't know, but and honestly, bettors should be caring because it's just
they figure out the way where to find the edges.
Yeah, the edges. Yeah, true, but it's just nasty. I think what they should do, they should just freeze lottery odds.
I agree.
At a certain point, after All-Star break, we're just freezing it. That's it. Don't whatever your record was, that's where your odds are gonna lie at. You don't need to keep tanking for another 30 games.
It's either that or you just make it all like flat.
Right. Yeah.
Damn near. Like you damn near make it all or barely make like you have to sort of like flatten it out or get close to it so that because they tried this already, but evidently it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. My thing is this is gonna be a super hot take, and I don't really give it, but it's rude and stuff. I know people are going to react to what I say now and be like, Dexter, they're never going to do this. So I understand this is probably never going to happen.
Oh, I know where you're going.
But we could just abolish the draft. We don't need draft anymore.
What do you mean?
Why get rid of drafting? Why do we draft? Why?
So what happened? Okay. How does new talent come into the league? What do you mean?
Yeah, everybody's a free agent. This is done in soccer. It's so for people who get blown away, it's not like it's impossible. It's why should I be drafted? Why shouldn't it be like any other job? Why shouldn't I say, hey, I want to go to this job. If you can fit in your cap space and sign me how you want to work it, you sign the talent.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you'll never get all 30 NBA teams to agree to that.
That Detroit style?
But it would actually be, that is Detroit. That's probably from Buddy's out in Detroit. Which shout out to Buddy's in Detroit. Great pizza. The problem is, I think it will actually show who's the best run organizations.
No, I don't think because you're gonna have guys who are never gonna want to go to certain markets. It doesn't matter.
That's already happens.
Yeah, but you can get. Well, okay, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen. Here's why it'll never happen. It'll never happen because of American exceptionalism, and we feel like this is the way we're supposed to do things in sports. It can be done.
Nah, you just wouldn't get all. You need to get a majority of the owners to agree to it, and you will never get that. The owner in Minnesota is not going to agree to that. The owner in Salt Lake City is not going to agree to that.
But here's the thing. There's only so many positions.
The Lakers would.
There's only so many positions and so many jobs. So it's not like the Lakers can go grab or the Knicks can get all the highest pay. It's not going to work like that. You still have a salary cap. I'm still having a salary cap.
Yeah, like in soccer, one team doesn't get all the guys.
Still now, and there's actually no cap. So you could cap that, but it still doesn't happen.
Like there are teams who obviously have bigger budgets,
but it doesn't mean they win. Like, do you like soccer?
Win all the time.
No, so you're not a big fan. I'm a big Premier League fan, and like I'll take an example. Chelsea. Shout out to our guy Jeff Johnson. He's not gonna like this. Chelsea, they spent a lot of money. They have Saudi-backed ownership, but they have not won anything in the Premier League in a couple of years.
Saudi-backed ownership, really?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So you got.
Oh wait, I did know that.
I'm just saying. We always talk about free market in this country. Why are we not letting people freely go to the jobs they want to go to? This don't make no sense. Drafting literally doesn't make sense anymore.
I understand what you're saying. You're just never going to get 30 owners.
You're right. I know this. I know that my point makes sense, but the owners that make money and the control things, they're not going to agree. I agree with you.
They're not going to take that.
We're on the same page. Yeah. I'm saying something that I think will be cool, and it also gets rid of tanking because now it's more about how do you recruit? How do you go get the best talent?
Yeah.
And how do you keep your organization well to attract the best talent? Yeah. Because let me tell you something. If there's a good opportunity in Minnesota, even if you don't want to live in Minnesota and they're a winning organization, you'll go play in Minnesota.
But with that also being said, though, I think it helps make the sport a little bit more
interesting
for all markets because you could just have a poorly run franchise. The New Orleans Pelicans, a poorly run franchise, but for a little bit there, they had hope because they got Zion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and without the draft, they never get Zion. Now Zion has failed, but like for a little bit there, Pelicans fans had hope because of the draft. If there was no draft, Zion never goes to New Orleans. Never.
I think the problem is though, like the same teams get the draft opportunities because they're always bad, and they keep Sacramento always has one of the top picks.
Who was the last number one pick that went to a bottom franchise and raised them up?
A bottom franchise,
not
Wemby. Because
a number one pick,
last number one pick that rose up a franchise. Really and truly.
When you say rose up a franchise, is it get them far in the playoffs? Is it win a championship?
I guess maybe NBA Finals, Conference Finals level.
There has to be an obvious answer to this, and I can't think of it.
I mean, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. That's the one.
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards was the last number one pick to do it.
Which is
crazy.
That's like 7 years ago.
But he joined another number one pick in CAT.
It's like 2021.
And he did join another.
That's 5 years ago.
5 years ago
already. Jesus.
Right before what are we talking about before then? LeBron?
No, it has to. No, come on.
Somebody pick up
a number one pick.
Number one pick that I gotta look.
Think about it.
Who was 2020?
Let's see here.
2020 was Anthony Edwards. This is 6 years ago.
We're talking about before that though. LeBron.
All right, Zion.
I'll tell you a guy who was on a good team.
Not Tatum.
A good team.
Because Boston was already like.
But he was not the best player on the team that went to. Did they even make a conference finals? I'm not even sure.
They went to the conference finals.
No, not them. I'm talking about the Clippers. So Blake Griffin.
Ooh.
But Blake Griffin was.
He needed Chris Paul, right?
That's what I'm saying. He's not the best player on that team.
Like Kyrie needed LeBron.
Right. Harrison's talking about a guy that he's the dude that rose him up.
Right.
See.
Who's the number one?
I mean, Cade has a chance. Cade is 2021.
He's got a chance. I want Cade.
Cade could do it literally this year.
Cade could do it.
He could.
So you have Ricochet's been a flop so far.
You don't believe in them taking the Browns? The Browns.
Before Anthony Edwards was Zion Williamson. Before him was Ayton. Before him was Fultz. Before him was Ben Simmons.
Ayton, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
Ben Simmons, no.
Wiggins. Anthony Bennett. Anthony Davis. Kyrie Irving. John
Davis?
Wall. Blake Griffin.
But Anthony Davis.
Derrick Rose, 2008 was like the last one outside of Anthony Edwards.
That guy that rose his team.
Derrick Rose is a good one.
No pun intended.
Anthony Davis did it with the Lakers, not with the Pelicans.
Yeah, but he got drafted by the Pelicans. He didn't raise up the Pelicans.
They only won one playoff series?
It's Portland.
That was a damn good performance.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he had Drew Holiday.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Derrick Rose. So there's not many. It's Anthony Edwards. It's Anthony. Look, I think Cade will be the next one.
But to Harrison's point, I just want to say it's kind of brings you to a broader point about drafting. It shows you that having the number one pick does not guarantee you anything.
Well, Dwight Howard's another one, actually.
Dwight Howard is another one.
What year was that?
After LeBron.
After
03, 04.
04. And he got them to
LeBron was 03, Dwight was 04.
And he beat LeBron on his way to a finals.
And then we were down because we had, Bogut, Bargnani, Odin, the Bargnani one.
Don't do that.
You didn't even draft them, and you're like,
no, that's too painful.
Bargnani's a sore subject.
But it shows you
that was the beginning of the end.
It shows you even more today in the league and where talent is around the world. And Brian rocks with this because he watched a lot of international basketball.
Love it.
You really have to search for talent. You can find talent in a bunch of different places. It's not just about getting the number one pick, to your point, because there's not that many guys that have been the number one pick and then rose their team. It is not guaranteed. In fact, it's less likely than it is likely to
change things around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So this century,
that was a good question. I hadn't thought about that.
For the over? Oh, damn. Come on, Diawara.
I'm glad y'all have something to root for. I think I still have something to root for, which is Mikal Bridges 20 points. Mikal Bridges at 19, of course.
I was looking to see that's going to be smoked.
Yeah,
I was looking to see if
Yao missed that free throw. That hurt me.
Yeah, that's tough.
I was looking to see if Yao Ming was another one, but they didn't win a playoff series with him except for when T-Mac got there.
Yeah, so no.
Doesn't count. Yeah. Although Yao was great, but he injury.
It's a tough thing, man. It's not just the talent.
Team building is tough, man.
Yeah,
it's the talent. It's also the structure of the organization.
So it's a phenomenal question, Harrison. Honestly, I hadn't thought about this.
No, it was. It was a great question. I hadn't thought about
literally this century. It's LeBron. I think it's 5. LeBron, Dwight, Derrick Rose. Did you say no to Blake Griffin?
I said no because Chris Paul's that.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's the bona fide Hall of Famer on that team.
Do you count John Wall, or did they not?
Nah.
2 semifinals, I think he got to.
Yeah, you got to make it to the conference finals, though.
Never won 50 games.
Yeah, never won. Yeah, they never won 50 games. Yeah, that's it. That's
like there are guys. There are.
I mean, for that franchise, it was an accomplishment.
That's the thing. If you're grading on a curve, I can't.
You can't go that Wizards curve. I can't even front. Like when Harrison said that, I'm like, yeah, would you consider that?
But that's why I kind of look at that. I'm like,
you gotta give a little bit.
Like, there's another category for like, yo, this is the best I could do with this franchise, bro. Like,
it's kind of like your point about Mike Brown with the Kings,
right? It's like, what more do you want from me? Dog? Like,
that's true.
Like John Wall, I give credit for. It's been a long ass time. Mo, take the shot. It's been a long ass time for the Wizards to do anything. Good shot by Kolek.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So okay, we said 5 guys.
So, but to like getting to the they're the reason they get to at least the conference. They're the reason they're a contender. The Wizards weren't a contender.
Yeah.
There's a reason
they weren't a contender.
Like it's LeBron, it's Dwight, it's Derrick Rose. It's
Anthony Edwards.
And possibly Cade TBD.
So four solidified.
4 and a possible.
4 and a possible. We'll see about Cooper Flag.
Since when? 2003?
2000.
Since 2000.
Just 2000.
That shows you, but the way people talk about drafting.
The last one before that is like Tim Duncan.
Not what you were saying, but the way people sometimes talk about drafting is like it's an exact science. You get that guy, you're gonna, and like more often than not, it does not work that way.
Especially
it's something I've always said. If you probably look at some of the best players in the league, this is another thing we can go into. All right, if you take the top 10 players in the league, whatever you think that is, how many of them are number one picks? There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
How many? Even now, the league is too talented.
Wemby, Wemby obviously is one. And Wemby's probably the next. We didn't count Wemby. Wemby's probably the dude that's going to.
No, I don't think that counts because the Spurs were already like.
They're already a well-run organization. Is that what you're
so
you're not counting.
They just drafted Stephon Castle before that.
That's true.
It's like the opposite of the curve for the Spurs.
Yeah, it's like you like, oh, the Spurs were so great at drafting. You lucked into Castle and Wemby, 2 obvious picks. Like, come on. And Dylan Harper after that.
That's nuts.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's nuts.
They to give them credit though.
I think the Spurs are a great organization.
They are. Before that, they've done a great job. But when you look at,
you would never say they were in the dirt.
Like people who have never watched basketball would have drafted Wemby. You don't get credit for that. Like honestly, they would have looked at everybody and been like, "Who's the guy who's 9'11"? Yeah, okay, fine, we'll draft him."
So when you look at the top players in the league, how many of them are number one picks?
There's only Wemby, and I mean LeBron's no longer a top player.
Wemby and Ant. That's what we're talking about.
Wemby and Ant. That's it.
Anthony Davis until recently.
And wherever you want to put Cade, you want to put Cade's probably maybe just outside.
Cade's actually a top 10 player.
No, he's top 10.
Top 10.
He is top
so
10
you got
player.
3.
So Jokic is second round pick. Shea was
first round pick
or 11th.
No, he's like 11.
Yeah,
he was late lottery. Late lottery.
Luka was
5th. Stupidly
third.
Yeah,
but I mean, he should have been.
And then you
first.
got the Donovan
Giannis
Mitchell.
13, Wemby 1, Ant is 1, Curry is like 7.
Brunson, second round pick.
Donovan 13, Cade 1, Kawhi 15, Brunson second round pick. Jalen was third. Jalen was third and controversial. Like he people were like, what?
Yeah, people didn't think he should be
like
taken.
he was one of the top picks in that draft. That draft admittedly not great, but still.
I mean, Markelle Fultz was number one pick.
No, that was after.
Sorry, it was
16 was Ben Simmons.
Oh my gosh.
Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram. So
Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. Get this over. Oh God. Give it back. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah. Come on.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Apparently, James Dolan was at the game and he left in the fourth quarter.
Kevin Durant, number
Detroit?
2.
Yeah.
Dang, I'd be tight if I was at
Kevin Durant, number 2.
I left the city for this.
Durant was a second pick. Maxey was a late first. Booker was a late lottery pick.
Yeah. I'm saying most of the time,
Murray was like 5th or 6th.
People look, you dying for the number one pick. That does not guarantee you anything.
Yeah. I love this tangent. I mean, the game's a blowout, so what do you want to do?
Yeah. The poll in the chat that we had.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Is there a more talented roster in the Eastern Conference than the Knicks? 59% of the people said yes.
Wow.
41% said no.
On a Knicks show.
On a Knicks show, which tells me.
Is there a comment section on the poll?
No, not on the poll.
But y'all gotta like
if you voted yes, identify yourself.
No, just say who the teams are.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too. Tell us who the
more
teams are.
talented roster.
Yeah, if you think it's, I know some people probably say Detroit. If you think it's Detroit, say Detroit. There might be some people who say like Boston. It's probably mostly going to be Detroit. I don't know if anyone.
I could understand Boston if you factor in Tatum, and you want to basically say they have 2 MVP caliber players.
Sure, yeah. The skepticism, even with the injury, it's like 70% of Tatum is still a really good player.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But even still,
oh God damn it! Come on, man. Dottier with a rebound. He lost
offensive rebound. I can't believe he got Pacome Dottier minutes.
Mo is 0 for 3 from 3 for those of you who took the minus 200 to get a 3.
Dang.
We got time.
He should play the rest of the game, even though this look like there's a sub coming in.
Oh Jesus!
Probably taking out Clarkson.
You say, "Oh Jesus!" on a Pacome Dottier time with 6:24 to go.
So
His shot looks good and it never goes in.
So what do y'all? Speaking of speaking of bench players, so what do y'all think? And there was a lot of reporting that the Knicks were going to go out there and try to get some Mitchell Robinson injury insurance.
So we talked about this.
I think they've needed a big all year.
He said this all year, and Yves Missi was the name that came up.
Yeah,
I thought they. I would have been trying to get him.
What the cost would have been.
I would have been trying to get him with Alvarado, but I bet you the Pelicans wanted like a first round pick because he's on a rookie contract with 2 years.
I heard the price was going to be that.
Yeah. At minimum.
Did you think they needed that? Is that are you disappointed?
I don't think they need it, but like I do understand the premise of we got to be prepared.
Yeah.
If Mitch goes down,
I don't think you need to pay a first for it. So I wouldn't have done that.
No.
I wouldn't have done that. But I now
there is the buyout market now,
right? And if Hukporty's good for the playoffs, we'll see. But I mean, maybe we won't because if Mitchell Robinson's healthy,
I don't want them to ever have to go to that option,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I brought up Moses Brown before because he's a 10-day legend. Like he's somebody that like if you wanted to give Mitchell Robinson a couple games off and just play Moses Brown, be like, yo, could we just see if you're in a decent emergency center, you know, to round out the Catholic League with you and Jose Alvarado. Former rivals at one point.
It wouldn't be bad.
How do y'all feel about? We talked about the strength of schedule. How do y'all feel about potentially?
They're 9th, by the way.
The Knicks in terms of strength of schedule.
9th.
The rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
What about Boston and Detroit?
Boston's 3rd, Detroit's 6th.
Dang.
Denver's 1st, OKC 2nd. But like the strength of schedule thing could be flimsy because it's just like
the way the tanking is going to happen.
Yeah,
the season. Yeah, that's true.
You know,
and your strength schedule could change in
like
4 games.
Like the Lakers are considered a tough opponent, and no disrespect, but like I don't think they're.
No, I think the Lakers are kind of tough, bro. I can't hold you.
I don't know.
I
speaking of defenses, you don't trust.
Yeah, no,
I don't trust their defense.
They're not great defensively, but I'll tell you this: they're going to run elite offense. There's a reason why they're 15-2 in the clutch. They have the second
offense is great.
They have the second best turnover rate in the clutch. If you get to 5 minutes left against the Lakers, you're probably going to lose.
Somebody else, it's funny.
Easiest schedule left in the NBA this season was Portland.
They're making the play, and shout out to them.
Sacramento, Cleveland, Miami, Atlanta.
The point you just made about that, I had Kobe Price from the California Post here with me in the studio, and we were talking about the Lakers after the Lakers' next game. He made that point too. It's like, hey, they're really good in close games. They're really good in clutch situations. Well, you got Luka Doncic and LeBron.
And Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves is now coming back.
Yeah. Listen, Reeves was in like his first or second year, whenever they were playing the Nuggets in that series, and we were talking about this at the time. I'm like, yo, LeBron's deferring to this dude.
But you know what? You know who's mad they're not going to get Austin Reeves? The entire fans in Salt Lake City. Because they thought they were going to have cap space. He seemed like a perfect fit in Utah.
Yeah, they went for, but they probably do. Yeah, they went for Triple J. But going back to the Lakers, the other thing about them too, they're so good at drawing fouls. They're going to stop
especially
the play with Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves.
Excellent at it.
So are they not a great defensive team?
No.
But you know how many times they get to set up their half court defense because they go to the foul line? Like it's not perfect. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you this, they'll beat the Rockets. I'll tell you that right now.
Because the Rockets.
Oh, the Lakers would?
Terrible.
Yeah, the Rockets are the Rockets.
That's interesting.
That's two polar opposites. Rockets have the second worst clutch offense, and they lost their superpower, losing Steven Adams, so they can't even offensive rebound anymore. While the Lakers are going to run elite offense down the stretch.
You know what's funny? It's
a great. That's a series I want to see now.
Because of the juxtaposition.
Because Houston, like you would think Houston will be more similar to Detroit, but I think the big difference is Detroit has more shooting and Houston doesn't.
They have a point guard.
They don't have a point guard either. Like what they're gonna do is like, yo, our center's gonna guard Amen Thompson.
That's it,
and have fun.
and he's not
Kevin Durant. You're gonna have to shoot 30 times, even though you're older.
I think they were the biggest losers of the trading deadline. To see
what would you have wanted to see them do?
They should have got a point guard. They should have been in the market for Kobe White. They should have been in the market for Tyus Jones. They should have Ayu Dosunmu. Damn, they should have got Mike Conley in the buyout market.
Damn, you saying they should have gone to Mike Conley? Who's going back to Minnesota?
You cannot bank on Fred VanVleet coming off a torn ACL. You can't watch your team struggle this much offensively and say, well, maybe he'll come back, or we'll use this year to develop Reed Shepherd and Amen Thompson. Ain't no developing when Kevin Durant's 36, 37 years old. Ain't no
100%
time to develop.
You ain't got time. You got to go now. I thought there should have been a Giannis team too. By the way.
Like they said, they're out on Giannis, but we'll see what happens in the offseason.
Yeah. Until
I don't disagree
finally
with
gets
you.
what he wants.
It makes it all fascinating. Russ, we did have a comment here.
Jesus.
Russ Beadle said he was in.
He got his kid
Devontae Green is just sitting with his kid on his lap,
Like,
like.
pack it up. She looks so tired.
I mean, Josh Hart's done that, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
So.
He said that he was in the 41% that thinks.
Damn, Diawara's not even on the floor.
Yeah, I need somebody in the 59%.
Diawara's not even on the floor, coach.
Detroit Dyson 2182 says, "Yeah, I don't see how it's possible." I just would like to know. Nobody said who the better player is,
or team.
The better team is. Excuse me.
I feel like most people are saying Detroit. Is anyone saying
more
anyone
talented
other than Detroit?
roster? Yeah, who's the more talented roster? Say it with your chest.
If Cleveland were playing well, you would have gotten that.
Well, I mean, no, actually, I was gonna say somebody just commented, but his comments don't matter. So,
oh my God,
yeah,
Jesus,
no,
yo, why is Diawara not playing, bro? Mike Brown, we got stuff to win. Mike Brown.
Mike Brown knows he's gonna need him for Sunday.
Come on, man.
Man, I made
you treated him like a starter. Like,
man,
he's like 19 or whatever.
I made a prediction before the season started that the Knicks would have at least one 15-game winning streak. And I thought I had a chance with this one, but once
you said they will do what?
I thought the Knicks had a chance to have one 15-game winning streak this season.
Is this their longest one? The 8?
This is the longest one. Yeah. This would have been this if obviously if Cat and OG played, it was on the table.
15. That's a lot. We're gonna stay here in a second. But
you remember how remember how the Cavs started last year?
17. Was 17 they started with?
Yeah, something like that.
That was a great regular season team.
And the thing about the Cavs last year too, I think a lot of people were surprised by it because it was a new head coach, Kenny Atkinson, and like how they start so fast with the new head coach. And so I was like, hey, if the Cavs can do it with the new head coach, why can't the Knicks?
There's still time for.
I think because Kenny, I expected them to be that because Kenny's a great offensive coach.
Yeah.
There's still time for a 15-game winning streak.
There's still time. I'm not banking on it now.
Here for me.
Well, their schedule's not like so we talked about the road games the other day because they have a lot of road games in March. That's going to be the test.
Good. Good.
Well, I'm saying for the winning streak, they ain't going to have no like big winning streak in March.
Hey, maybe they get right on the road.
Hey, NBA veterans will tell you the team bonding happens on the road more than it happens at home.
Listen, there's still time for them to get stuff right on the road. This is a game in which you would. We'll get to this in a second because we're going to wrap here and basically start our post game early because I mean this game's been over. We've been doing. We were out here talking about number one picks.
Yeah, it's been
and changes to
they got Detroit, they got Boston Sunday, Indiana Tuesday at home, and then Philly Wednesday before the deadline. And you have so this is coming out of the All-Star break. You have Detroit, Houston at home. Jesus Christ. And then you have a stretch of
the Houston game's a Saturday night game, right? If I remember correctly?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I like
that's a dub.
Houston Saturday night.
The way Houston operating.
8:30.
Saturday. It's a Saturday night game.
I don't feel great about Houston's offense right now. So put Cat on Amen Thompson.
Is this the lowest point
See what happens. Amen Thompson will try to draw fouls and he might, but still.
Lowest point total of the season.
Yeah. The Knicks between February 22nd and March 13th have 9 of 11 games on the road.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm with Harrison on this.
Yeah.
I like it.
Pressure tested, man.
Good. I like it. You want to test like that. Good. Let's go.
Including, these are the 9 teams that they play on the road in that time. Chicago, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Toronto, the first of a back-to-back. The second game is Oklahoma City. So you go to Canada, you play Toronto, then you come back, play Oklahoma City.
Well, you know what's funny?
And then a road trip in the West, Denver, Lakers, Clippers, that's a back-to-back, Utah, and then Indiana. So not entirely West Coast.
Listen,
it's not that bad.
Tests are good in the season. this stretch they're in right now, this started with the Brooklyn game, which started the winning streak, where they've won 8 in a row. They at the body beating them down by 54. That was a start of 10 games in 16 days with 3 back-to-backs. The last back-to-back of that coming next week that Bryan just mentioned, home to Indiana.
Look at Toddy getting to the line.
Okay, let's okay. See, now that's been said, we're gonna reset. The Knicks fall to the Pistons. It is over. The Knicks did not have a good showing. The Knicks were without 2 of their starters in this one, Karl-Anthony Towns, and also OG Anunoby. Josh Hart left this game with an injury. The Pistons were without Jalen Duren.
Deuce McBride also
not playing.
Long period of time.
Deuce McBride out for a long period of time. There's some conflicting information that I've heard on Deuce McBride. I'm going to start with you, and I meant to mention this during the game. There was a report from The Athletic that he would be out 6 to 8 weeks. However, I can tell people that we here at the Post have talked to some people who are doctors, and they said sometimes with that injury, the sports hernia, that could sometimes be 10 weeks to 12 weeks. Doctors have told us here at the Post. So I can say that. So we'll see. I think the 6 to 8 might be a little optimistic. I hope it's 6 to 8. But that is a little optimistic.
Could also be just a reevaluation period.
And it could be that too. So, you hope he's right by then. But not a good night for the Knicks in Detroit. They lose to the Pistons for the Pistons second time this season, blowout fashion. Guys, what I will say to this is, personally, do I think this is a big deal? No, but I'm also the person that doesn't overreact about a lot of stuff in the way I think a lot of people who watch basketball in the NBA do. Would you have liked a better showing? Sure, but all things considered, with the roster that was out there tonight, I'm not losing sleep over this one.
Now, I'm not losing sleep. I will say this. I do not like the level of confidence that maybe the Pistons are gaining now versus the Knicks. I feel as if with the way that they performed so far this season as a whole and the way that they performed now 2 times against the Knicks, it's going to give them an added level of confidence going into a potential playoff series against the Knicks. I'm not a fan of that. With that being said, you have to consider who has been out there or who's not out there for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are just fine. I would also say there's a lot to still be learned from this matchup as well, because Jalen Brunson has yet kind of struggled. This is the second time he struggled against the Pistons this season. First game, he had 6 turnovers. I don't know the final stats of tonight's game, but he clearly struggled again tonight. The Knicks need to every team needs to be in the lab, but I think I kind of like when teams expose what the Knicks do wrong. And the Pistons expose faults in the Knicks offense. They've done it. And so now the Knicks and regardless of who was in and out the lineup, they've exposed some things. And so it's only going to make the Knicks better. At the end of the day, I'm always going to nothing happened at the trading deadline to make me feel like the Knicks don't have the best roster in the Eastern Conference. And as long as I hold on to that belief, I chalk it up as a learning lesson.
I think you're looking at this pretty rationally. I don't think everybody else does that. And I understand that people will say, look, the Knicks tonight, they scored 80 points. Okay? They had 80 points. It is their lowest scoring game in quite some time. I think last night 73 against the Sixers. This was years ago. So it's been a long time since the Knicks have scored this low amount of points. Jalen Brunson was not good tonight. Okay? Nobody can say that. Am I killing Jalen Brunson, who just had a 42-piece against the Denver Nuggets, one of the best teams in the NBA?
Absolutely not.
He was 4 of 20. He was 0 of 8 from downtown. Terrible. He actually did not have a turnover tonight. One of the things I saw from him. Didn't feel like it. One of the things I saw from him in the Denver game is he had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, I believe, and then only had 1 the rest of the way in that one. Jalen Brunson, 12 points. Jalen Brunson usually figures things out. Bryan mentioned during the game, Mikal Bridges was the best player. Knicks lose 118 to 80. 80 points for the Knicks. That's not saying much.
Not tonight, at least.
I tend to look like you at stuff and say, games like this, fans can get mad because they want things to be perfect, but it all comes down to the end of the day. How do you respond?
Mm-hmm.
Now they got to get. We'll get to more, and they got a game on Boston, and we'll see what they can do against Boston and all that on Sunday. But nothing's perfect. Sometimes you gotta get exposed. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to get exposed, and then you got to respond.
I think
there's
some people who would say this happened already.
Yeah, but the circumstance matters, right?
Yeah.
I get it. It's easy to jump on. Oh, they got blown out. LOL, Knicks. Blah 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 blah.
I think 70-point differential with the Pistons or something along those lines.
And those numbers are what people are going to hop on.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you take out of a game with no Cat, with no Deuce, with no OG. What are we doing? Like, there's only so much I could take out of that. Tip your hat to the Pistons. Great game played. You did what you're supposed to do. You after losing to the Wizards the night before. We understand.
Yeah.
Bryan, are you concerned about the Knicks, who now have won 8 out of 9 games, or is this ring the alarm time for you? Are you ready to trade Jalen Brunson in the offseason? You know what I mean? Start Tyler Kolek. What are you doing?
No, I think if you had concerns, which all of which we do to varying degrees, I don't think tonight is the reason you're concerned necessarily, just because of the shorthandedness of the team. I think it's just in general, you have questions about the team's defensive ceiling. You have questions about the team just gelling offensively consistently despite their offensive talent. But tonight it's a little bit different because you don't have 4 of your best players finishing the game, because Josh Hart also got hurt with an ankle injury and left prematurely. Deuce is out for a while. Cat's out. OG's out. Jalen Duren's out for the Pistons, and that's meaningful because he's been all-star level and their second best player. But you'd probably, if you want to take away something from a game, you would take away more from the first game. But we also outlined during this show, regular season last year, you got your ass whooped by the Cavs, you got your ass whooped by the Celtics, and then in the playoffs, we saw what happened with the Celtics for different reasons, I would say, stylistically. But here, tonight specifically, I'm not freaking out about it. It's not good. And nothing about this is great. But if I'm going to remember something going into a playoff series, like, this isn't necessarily going to be part of it. I give the Pistons credit more than anything else because they're not playing with their food. They have a team who's shorthanded, who's missing some important pieces, and they're like, okay, we're winning by 40. We're not underperforming the way a lot of other teams in the NBA would do this. And you see this throughout because a lot of teams are injured. A lot of teams have guys on the injury report on a night-to-night basis, and they're always playing shorthanded. And the Knicks are going to be doing more of that now that Deuce McBride's out for an extended period of time. But they're taking advantage of that and being like, we're not going to just mess around and lose this game, especially coming off of a loss to the Wizards at home last night on the second half of a back-to-back. They basically took it out on the Knicks. Like, this felt like the game they wanted to get up for. They didn't particularly care about last night. So, if anything, I just give credit to the Pistons for being really, really good. I think they're an awesome, awesome team right now, and they have to prove it in the playoffs. And I think even last year in the playoffs, they played well in that series against the Knicks. I think they can take another step this year.
Yeah, we'll see with that. I would love it. Could we put up? We had a good poll. Could we put up another poll in the chat? Are you concerned following this Knicks second loss to the Pistons, second blowout loss to the Pistons? Yes or no? Are you concerned? Yes or no? Would like to hear from the people what the concern level is. Josh Hart, you mentioned, rolls his ankle in this one.
That could be concerning.
That I think could be concerning. You talked about Harrison. He's missed a couple games. You talked about how good he was playing before that. He had the 3 straight games of 20-plus points before the Wizards game. He's played really good basketball. He's been an energizing bunny for his team. He's been knocking down his threes this year. He's done the things you were talking about. If they're without him, Boston and beyond, or maybe through the All-Star break, how concerned are you about that? Scale of 1 to 10. How concerned are you?
A 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because even if he misses the Boston game, what does that mean? They lose a regular season game to Boston? What did losing to Boston mean last year? Absolutely nothing. It meant going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I will say this: I'm always going to flip it to a positive side. If they don't end up playing, if he can't play, Josh Hart can't play. Hopefully, that's an opportunity to play Mitch and Cat together. Put them in. I know Mike Brown has started to kind of put that in the rotation. Let's see what that looks like as a starting lineup. Because let's face it, when you're going against potentially the Cavs, when you play against potentially the 76ers, when you play against other teams in the Eastern Conference, you might want to flash that double big lineup. Let's say the Knicks go to the NBA Finals. You might want to flash that double big lineup against OKC with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein. You might want to flash that double big lineup when you go against the Nuggets with Jokic and Aaron Gordon. So when a team is this good on paper and you have an injury or two during the regular season that's not catastrophic, this could be a blessing in disguise. Let's mess around and see what we got.
I like looking at that. You can experiment with some things, and Mike Brown has shown the willingness to do that, like to experiment some things. So we will see what goes on here. I do think you can't run away from this. I thought this was a big weekend for the Knicks to show what they have. But you and even I, when we came into the building today, we were like, man, like no Cat, no OG kind of takes a little bit out of this. Also with the deuceness of him not being there. Takes out of it here, but it's Boston. It's New York, Boston on Sunday. You know, you want to see a bounce back. The Knicks generally this season, despite that except for that 2-9 stretch, have been a team that's bounced back pretty well. Do you expect them to show, depending on who's out there too? We don't know. We'll see what the injury reports are tomorrow and stuff. Do you expect them to bounce back with that kind of fight on Sunday?
I do. I mean, I would expect Cat would be back as well. And I would like for him to take advantage of Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, I don't think this is the type of team. This is not the type of team that I think is going to take a spanking like this. Well, and they got spanked tonight. Look back to last night. The Pistons got upset by the Washington Wizards, and they came out with the level of intentionality tonight. I think the Knicks come out with some intentionality on Sunday against Boston. Whether they win or lose, I don't think they're going to tolerate getting destroyed, which is what happened tonight.
It's funny because this game is interesting to me, Bryan, because I thought initially, despite who they didn't have, they came out with some good energy defensively, and then it just all fell apart.
Yeah.
You know, it just all fell apart. Did you look at sometimes I think effort gets used lazily when we talk about sports. I don't think this had anything to do with effort. They were just out-executed. And they out-talented. Sometimes that happens. Detroit has more talent with what they had in their roster, despite not having Duren tonight than they did. Would you like to see certain people be better? Yes.
Yeah, I don't think when you're watching a lineup of Brunson, Mikal, Mitch, Josh Hart, I'm forgetting the other person who was there, but basically, like, you know, you're more of your core guys, and Cade's off the floor and Duren's out, and you're losing those minutes that are led by Tobias Harris, essentially, and Asar Thompson and Ron Holland. That's probably not ideal. So there are
Harrison warned about those minutes too.
Yeah, and there are pieces of this where, look, I have questions about in the playoffs. This team is going to be able to throw a lot of size onto Jalen Brunson, size and switchability from a defensive standpoint. And if you're going to have Jalen Brunson play inefficiently if they play each other in the playoffs from an offensive standpoint, then other guys have to step up offensively consistently. So, like, I have questions about the matchup from that perspective, but we're not even there yet. As far as tonight, we'll see. And as far as Sunday, Boston won that game against the Heat tonight where they were getting destroyed early on. They came back and won the game 98-96, speaking of old school basketball, low-scoring basketball, and unders. The Celtics, 36-15 in the third quarter against the Heat, third quarter for the Heat, as their fans call it. Nikola Vucevic, who Harrison just mentioned, 11 points, 12 rebounds off the bench, also 4 assists in 28 minutes, was a plus 11. Neemias Queta, 2 points, 11 rebounds in the starting lineup in 22 minutes. Jaylen Brown had a big night. Customary. They shot 28% and 1 from 3. I think that might have more to do with how disjointed the Heat have been as of late. Kel'el Ware played 10 minutes. So
how many threes did Boston end up hitting in that game because they were struggling?
10 of 36, and the Heat were 13 of 40. So 32% to 28%, not a big difference from the field. Not a big difference either. I want to watch the game and see what actually happened there. I know Wiggins, Bam, and Powell were cooking early, but then ended up fading away, and their bench seemingly didn't do anything. But Boston's coming in also healthy. Like Jason Tatum's their only injury right now in the injury report.
and they've figured out ways to win. This is not last year's team where they were just 3-point crazy. And granted, they were shredding regular season teams last year and obviously the year before. But this year they're more balanced. Jaylen Brown, obviously, like he'll take some threes. Derek White will take some threes, but they have a little bit more of a physical defensive presence now, and they can switch. They have guys that can switch on defense also, like Hugo Gonzalez, by the way, who's a rookie who's playing really well defensively this year for them. Jordan Walsh has done it in spurts as well. And Sam Hauser, people think because he's like, a white dude, like he can actually defend a little bit as well. Jaylen Brown, obviously, Derek White, obviously. Vucevic, I don't know how much he's going to help him defensively, but I do think he'll be re-energized. Like, I think you'll get a better version of him than what you've seen from the Bulls last couple of years. So that matchup is fascinating to me. I hope the Knicks are healthier for that because I actually want to see where both teams are coming away from tonight.
Yeah, I definitely like to see that. Looking at some of the stats in this one, we talked about Jalen Brunson, his 420. Mikal Bridges, Bryan said he was their best player. 7 of 16 tonight, 19 points, a team high 19 points for the Knicks. Knicks only had 3 players in double figures. Bridges, Brunson with his 12. Jordan Clarkson, 11 points off the bench. However, we should note that was an adventure with Jordan Clarkson in his minutes off the bench.
A lot of garbage time tonight.
A garbage time tonight.
A lot of garbage time.
Tyler Kolek had 19. Kevin McCullough Jr. had 19.
He did?
Minutes, not points. Minutes.
It's like, what?
Minutes. Be very clear. Pacome Dadier got 7 minutes. Trey Jemison got 7 minutes. So it was good. Josh Hart, we talked about him leaving the game. No update on him yet. Mitchell Robinson, this is a stunner. Only 3 rebounds in this game tonight in 20 minutes.
RIP to everyone who took over 10.5.
Yeah, Mohamed Diawara did not pull out that win.
Didn't pull out the
nobody won anything betting wise today, right? Well, no, you got that under.
Well, it was a part of a parlay.
So you did not win.
Mo Diawara missed all his threes, so he didn't get the 5.5 points. Josh Hart got hurt, didn't get the 7.5 rebounds. So well, I mean, I'll win in some of these other games because I don't know if you've seen the Pelicans and the Timberwolves, but Anthony Edwards is 33 points and we have time left. So
yeah, I would have won, except Mikal Bridges missed his only free throw when he had 3 free throws at the line. He only had 2 of 3. I would have got
Bam making 2 threes. Let's see. Yeah, nothing in this next.
All right, so none of us won there. The Knicks didn't win here. Looking at some of the comments, that you guys have after the game. We have Greg Film Stuff says, I'm not concerned, but if people want to crash out, then crash out. Well,
sounds like Greg.
I know some of y'all will crash out. Jake Lomazzo, 8867 says, Knicks aren't winning the finals this year. We have too many guards and less wings for the bench. That's not good enough, and we have no defensive mentality anymore. Did you watch the last 8 games?
I would say worry about getting to the finals first.
Yeah. But also, like, the Knicks just played defense really good the last 8 games. I know this is going to sound crazy, people, even though they gave up 127 to Denver. If you looked at their defensive effort against the number 1 offense in the league, it was really good. Like, you can't have watched the last 8 games before this to say the Knicks had no defensive mentality. Yeah. Now, you might tell me how they looked in January, and that didn't look great for most of January. They've been better than an average defense recently. Like, I still think they're great. I still think there's a higher ceiling they can get to. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Harrison, since we have this. I've been saying all year, and then I kind of backed off of it for a little bit. Brian knows this. Knicks could be a top 8 to 10. I said they need to be a top 8 to 10 defense. Do you think they can get there? They're about 13 right now heading into tonight's game. Do you think they can get to top 10, into the top 10?
You said they're 13 right now?
Yep. In defensive
rating. They've largely been below that. They've been 17, 19 a lot of the year.
At the bottom part of that losing stretch they had, they went down to, I think it was 19, 20.
Yeah.
They shot back up through this 8 out of 9.
I think they can. It's going to be tough. But we'll see what Jose Alvarado could do, right? We'll see what maybe some lineups can look like with Mitch out there more with Cat. You seem like Mike Brown's starting to play it a lot more in that when they get to the second quarter, like you're seeing Mitch come in and play with him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an opportunity there. And frankly, with all the teams that are going to be tanking, the Knicks might smack around some teams that creep up there. Because there might be about 10 to 12 teams that are just no good during the second half of the season. So there's an opportunity. I would also say this too, when it comes to defensive rating, one of the things that could help them is just having better offense. Like you saw tonight, part of the reason why they were so bad defensively tonight because they had so many poor offensive possessions.
Transition defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just quality.
A lot of missed long threes, led to long rebounds, and guys pushing it, and
or even just like
not taking care of the ball.
Not taking care of the ball. This poor shot quality. Even just getting better shot quality will make you a better defensive unit. So it's on the table. I want to bet on it. Thankfully, it's not a market you can bet on.
Okay, so you wouldn't bet on it. That's not a lot.
But it's on the table.
Not a lot of confidence. Russ Beetle 63 says, not concerned at all. This team cannot win every game, but this team can win a 7-game series. Yeah, sure, they can win a 7-game series. They got to play better than this. I think if healthy, look, I will still say this. If healthy, I'm picking the Knicks. I'm not saying I'm uber confident in it, but I would pick the Knicks.
Pick the Knicks to win the East?
Yeah, I still think the Knicks will win the East. I'm still on that vibe.
Of course.
I'm still on that train. I still do. Brian, don't look at me like that.
What?
What do you think?
I'm not looking at you like
you like. I don't know if I'm gonna say that.
I don't think you've moved off that all season.
No,
there's no reason to.
I don't see. There's no.
I think they should.
I have respect for Detroit, and I think it'll be a tough series. But I'm still taking the Knicks.
Assuming that
assuming Detroit doesn't get there. Does get to where I think they would play the Knicks.
Assuming they both get there.
Right, we'll see.
I also want to be fair to Denver because Aaron Gordon was out and Peyton Watson did get hurt in that game. Peyton Watson, I don't know if you've seen him lately, but Peyton Watson's
been hooping out of his
ridiculous.
This was the
Knicks teams were a little shorthanded.
This was the Knicks' most lopsided loss they had since 2019. So we went back to we talked about the pre-COVID days.
Oh my goodness!
Right, and this is a much better team. You remember 2019?
Those first 2 months of Julius Randle. Oh my God! Wait, was it the 18-19 season? Because that's the Luke Cornett era Knicks. That's
1920 season, not the
1920. Okay, that's R.J. Barrett's rookie year. Julius Randle,
a little Marcus Morris Senior up in that team.
A bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah,
Bobby Portis.
Yeah,
who came through with an over for me tonight.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Tough time.
Was Wayne Ellington on that team?
I believe so.
God. Tough times.
Reggie Bullock, Dennis Smith Jr.
And they lost to Milwaukee 132-88. That was the game that was their most lopsided game. This is the most lopsided game they've had since then.
They gave up 130. Oh, Milwaukee was good. No, never mind. Milwaukee was a contender. They lost to the Heat in the playoffs, but Milwaukee was a contender.
Was a good team.
I mean, they won the title the year after.
Can you name the starting lineup for the Knicks?
That season?
Yeah. That game.
Wow.
Was Kadeem Allen in it?
No. Kadeem Allen was not in it. But damn, that is a pullback from that season. That is a throwback from that season. Wow. He wore 0 for the Knicks. Kadeem Allen was 0. That
stunk. He might have been the year before. I think that wasn't Alonzo Trier either. R.J. Barrett was in the starting lineup for sure. R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle.
Hold on. R.J. Barrett,
Julius
Randle. You're right because you have 2.
Enes Kanter or Mitchell Robinson? One of them 2.
Mitchell Robinson did not start. Enes Kanter not on the roster. Kadeem Allen did play in that game, just to let you know. He did play 16 minutes. He played 16 minutes in that game.
That's wild.
Frank Ntilikina?
No.
Oh, my God. All right. Who's the center? I can't remember.
Who started at center?
Yeah. It wasn't Luke Cornett. It wasn't.
No, come on. You should get this.
I don't think people are enjoying it.
I got to see this.
Who does this person?
He'll gonna be mad when he doesn't know it. Yeah.
Who's this person? It's not Bobby Portis.
No, Bobby Portis came off the bench.
Who's the person? What does the person's name start with?
T.
Nah, it's 2.
Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson.
Oh my God.
You got 2 more. You got R.J. Barrett. You got Julius Randle. You got Taj Gibson.
What positions are the other 2?
Small forward and point guard. Jesus Christ.
Gotta see this.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr. started at point.
Okay.
Reggie Bullock.
Oh yeah.
No, Reggie Bullock was a couple seasons. Yeah, that's you and I just talked about this person the other day. No.
It was a mistake.
You and I just talked about this person the other day.
Alonzo Trier.
Alonzo Trier played 12 minutes in this game, had 10 points on 5 shots. He did not get the start.
Who is the small forward? What does it start with?
K.
Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox.
Wait, Dennis Smith Jr., R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Taj Gibson. Those were the days.
What a time!
That was the last pre-Tibbs team, right? Tyler Gibson.
The Knicks were 4-17 at the time. They were 1-9 on the road with this loss, which was
I actually didn't think they were going to be that bad that year.
They were bad. You know who got minutes in this game? Remember Izzy Brazdakis?
Oh my God. He's still getting them checks. Just not
Damian Dotson.
Wow.
Recorded minutes in that game.
I like Damian
Dotson. Damian Dotson. Mitchell Robinson, 23 minutes and 4 points. He did a 14 rebounds.
Look at what New Yorkers dealt with.
I think I saw something that said Mitchell Robinson's the longest tenured player in the NBA
For his
team.
For his team that drafted him. Is that correct?
Well, no, because Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph.
No, he's the longest tenured Nick for sure.
Oh, you know what it is? He's longest tenure for that draft class.
Oh, okay.
Because in 2018,
yeah.
Shea's been traded.
Yeah.
Brunson's obviously moved.
That's it.
Luka's been traded. Trey.
That's it.
Aiton's moved. Like, that's what it is, which is crazy.
All right, back to some more comments. Jake Lamazau says we're not going anywhere with this roster.
Izzy Brazdakis, by the way, is in the EuroLeague right now.
Wow.
He's playing for Zagros.
Jake Lamazau seems very concerned that we don't have any size. Are you concerned about the lack of size on the Knicks?
I think they do need a third center, not one to like. I just Hukporty, man. I expected more. It's really where I'm at, and I think in the playoffs, just in case something like Cat has an injury history. Mm-hmm. The laceration is not a long-term thing, but he has an injury history. Mitchell Robinson has an injury history. I just think you need an insurance guy, and I don't know if Hukporty is the guy you want to throw in just in case. Both guys could also, Cat specifically, get into foul trouble. And I'm not trying to play OG at center if I'm Mike Brown. I know it worked against the Sixers in spurt.
Small sample.
But, like, Boston just got bigger. Some of these other teams, like Detroit's bigger. Cleveland's got two centers. Well, a center and a half, but, like, two bigs. Like, Orlando's big as well also. Like, even though they've had Orlando's number.
Has size cost them games, though?
No. I mean, the Knicks' superpower is offensive rebounding. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the NBA. Right. Here's what I would say.
Size helps them. They feed off of it, I think.
I wish they had more size on the perimeter.
See, that's where I agree with you.
I wish they had a shooting guard that wasn't Mikal Bridges that was over 6'5".
A lot of teams would like that, though.
You basically want like a bigger Josh Hart or Josh Hart.
I would like another Josh Hart,
but like 6'8",
yeah,
6'9",
exactly.
That you could throw on guys and
that'd be nice.
Yeah, because funny. It's funny because Jake Lamazau say we don't. That's why they lose games, and I'm like, I don't think size is the reason that they've lost the games that they've lost. Like,
no, look at the rebounding numbers. The Knicks are one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA.
Yeah,
again, it's not size that does it.
And it helps they have the best pound for pound rebounder of the game in Josh Hart, in my opinion. They've got the best offensive rebounder of the game with Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
And they
have the best top overall
rebounder and an elite defensive rebounder, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, so size ain't
now size on the perimeter, I think that's what you got to specify. Size on the perimeter. Not still saying that I don't disagree with you that they can't use another big for insurance because I have
just
to say
insurance big. It's a small.
It's a small thing. It's insurance big.
You can't
have. I don't know if they'll lose a playoff series because of it. I don't know, but
it's not high on my concern list.
I mean, look, I think for all the things Jose Alvarado is going to bring, and I love Jose Alvarado, he ain't going to bring size. So
the Knicks, it's going to be very difficult to have a perfect roster. Has there ever been really a perfect roster?
No, we like to act and talk like people have perfect rosters, but they don't.
Yeah, every roster has a whole.
The best team is usually close to. Yeah, it's hard in the second apron. The best team is maybe close to a perfect roster. There's even things the Oklahoma City Thunder wish they could have more of offense. They'd probably like a little bit more shooting if it was up to them.
To be fair to them, they've been destroyed with injuries this year. Like they're still the best team because of their depth, but their injuries have been like. Shea's now out for a couple weeks.
Which shows you need to be healthy. It's about when your injuries happen at the right time. What do you learn from your losses at the right time? Right? Is Oklahoma City freaking out? I mean, they don't have Shea. They're probably not going to win. But now it's about can they survive these weeks without Shea?
Someone asked if Diawara is a big, and no, he's not.
No. He's a big wing that could turn.
He's a tall wing.
He's a tall, big and tall too.
Yeah.
He's a tall wing that could turn into what you would like down the road. Not now.
Yeah.
A guy that can be on the perimeter, can guard. I like his makeup. He doesn't look lost defensively. I'm a Diawara fan.
Yeah.
But
it's different. He's not a big. Like
he's not there yet.
Mitchell Robinson is big man. Evan Mobley's tall man.
Diawara
is tall wing man.
Dio, I told you guys I covered that 19 Raptors team. Diawara, he reminds me of the impact that OG Anunoby had on that Raptors team, which was minimal.
Yeah.
Remember, OG didn't play in those playoffs. He had I forget what the injury was that he had, but
he had a lot of injuries.
He had a lot of injuries. So he won the title with Toronto, but OG never really won the title with the Toronto. Right? He never really played.
And I think blossoming after that.
But I think, but he'll tell you, him being there for that and watching what happened and develop and learning winning habits and seeing how Kawhi played and seeing how the team came together is what has made OG what he is now. And so Diawara being in this situation now, watching a guy like OG blossom, potentially being affiliated with the Eastern Conference Finals championship team, maybe being affiliated with an NBA Finals team, could maybe make him something going forward that the Knicks could be very happy about. I love his makeup. He obviously has a very his physical frame is something you want to build upon. You want him around for hopefully what can be a long extended playoff run. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being a contributor by next year in meaningful games.
Nah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I think oftentimes when these kind of games happen like this, and there are people among the fan base that totally ignore context because they want the Knicks to win every game, and they're looking. We saw this when the Knicks stunk too. Everybody's like, Mike Brown's the problem. They got to find. There has to be one thing to point out, right? And sometimes it's not one thing. Sometimes you got a bad night. It happens. Like sometimes we don't have to overreact. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's good. I'm with Bryan. It ain't good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world either.
Like I can't say a 40-point loss is nothing. It's not. It's obviously not everything. And there's a lot of context to it. I don't think it's as bad a loss as the game where they were more healthy and lost by 30.
I agree.
That one was like you came into it. And it was like it felt like what this could have been also before the injuries. Like it felt like the game of the season at that point. And there's going to be more of that moving forward because we're getting to a more important point of the calendar. You would have rather not lost by 40, I think.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it's not ideal.
Like you would have rather like Brunson not shoot whatever it was 4 for 20, and not play basically a quarter and a half of garbage time. Because a lot of Knicks fans, let's be real, y'all would have been pumping your chest if they kept it close and lost by 4. Maybe they cover. You know what I mean? And it's a close game, and it's like, oh, look at that. Without OG, without Mitch, without Deuce McBride, and with Josh Hart leaving, you only lose by 4. And the Pistons, even without Jalen Duren, that still would have been like a feather in their cap, so to speak.
And on the other side, Pistons fans would probably be there freaking out, being like, we lost to the Wizards, and then we only beat the Knicks without these guys by 4.
Yeah.
But
this is the regular season. Like this is
if
you've been watching covering basketball for long enough, there's just the ebbs and flows of this. Like this team lost 9 games in an 11-game stretch and then won 8 straight. Like that's just but
the thing what's amazing me is that the fans don't learn from that, and there's still like overreactions. Like you just saw this. You have like literal recent history.
Right? We did a video, 5 reasons why they suck right now.
Yeah,
and basically we're like, we're not saying this is going to be the case the entire year,
right?
But this is why they're losing right now, and these are the things they need to fix. And some of them are going to come back up because there have been issues with this team that they still need to work through. But as Harrison mentioned, there's no perfect team. Every team has issues. Oklahoma City. People still look at their offense. I look at their offense sometimes and I'm like, it gets into the mud a little bit too often. And they've also been very hurt this year. It's very hard to repeat. No one has since before those Raptors teams. As a matter of fact, it was the Warriors. Denver's been really banged up this year. We talked about Houston's flaws. Detroit, they need playoff experience, and also they might need a secondary scorer. The Knicks, we talked about their flaws. Boston, they're waiting on Tatum, and even when Tatum comes back, not everything's going to be fixed. So this is kind of like the NFL season in a way where it's like you don't really know who's going to win the title. You don't really know.
I love that because this NFL season was crazy.
I just hope we don't get, the Celtics, because that'll mean the Patriots are just in 2 championships.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Russ Beetle 63 said, thanks, guys, for your thoughts. I think Diawara body-wise is similar to Mitch when he was a rookie. He's slender like that. Diawara might fill out.
I think he'll put on,
I think he puts on and becomes that, but I just think his game is a little bit more perimeter oriented than Mitch.
Yeah.
He's probably like a bigger 3 to me that is going to be very switchable. You could play him up on some fours, and I think you'll be fine. But I think that's the profile of Diawara.
If he's good enough to be on in the World Cup team in 2027 for France, then that's a good sign. That's what I'll say.
That'd be a good sign.
That's my barometer for him.
Good sign with his development.
Play in some FIBA competitions. Let's see that toughness.
What are you guys looking forward? I mean, obviously, this is a disappointing night, even though I'm personally not taking too much into it. But is it more of an effort thing for you, Harrison, on Sunday of seeing how they? Is it like more? I say more of an effort thing, more of a timing of how they come out on Sunday against the Celtics in response to what happened tonight.
It's just going to be an integrity thing. Just coming out there and really being intentional about trying to win the game, running the offense, not getting discouraged offensively or defensively, and responding to a lopsided loss like this. It's really what it's about. That's really all you can ask for. I don't care who's in the lineup. You just have to come out there and play hard and not get discouraged by. And that's the one thing that the Celtics do to a lot of teams. They discourage them with the amount of threes they will hit, or how disciplined they are sticking to the defensive principles. You just want the Knicks to go out there and compete. And I think, we don't have to get into the whole Mike Brown versus Tom Thibodeau thing. But
we've done that enough.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. But I will say the one thing about Tom Thibodeau, or the one thing about the Knicks from last year, there's no quit. And so I would love to see how they respond Sunday in Boston.
Yeah, what's funny? To that point, I'll say, I don't know, you're not saying this. I think the Knicks have fought a lot this year. I thought the last game against Detroit was a really interesting game for me because when Mikal Bridges had that foul at the end of the first overtime, that felt like a game where it was like, the Knicks are just going to lose this game. We've seen that movie before, and he did it. And
Jokic 1 for 13 from 3. You got to take advantage.
And Mitch, a lot of good defense by Mitch. Now, Jokic settled a lot in second night of back-to-back, but a lot of good defense.
Well, he just came back too, so that's
two.
That's the other part.
That's another thing too. I agree with you about the intentionality, though. That they have to have the intention of coming out on Sunday in Boston. We'll see how they look there. It'll be interesting. James Edwards of The Athletic tweeted out there was no update on Josh Hart other than that it's an ankle injury. So there's no update on Josh Hart, just that he has an ankle injury. I'm sure there'll be more on that tomorrow. Hopefully it's not severe. We don't know if Josh Hart will be able to play right ankle again. So a little bit concerned in that fact that it is the same ankle for him. Yep. Josh Hart leaving this game. I think he only had 6 rebounds. He had 5.6 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. So
he's tweaked this ankle like 4 times this season or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a concern for him here today. So the Knicks, they fall 118-80. Russ Beadle says, "I want them to kick Boston's ass as always." I understand. Everybody always wants to see them do that. We'll see. Look, everybody was bad tonight. Everybody was bad. Brunson was bad.
Except Mikal. I'll give it to him.
Mikal was good. Mikal came out for his first 2 threes.
Yeah. He tried to set the tone.
Well, listen, here's one last thing I would say too on this. It's like, look, I think sometimes fans think that they are more angry than these players are. Nobody likes to lose by 38 points.
That's more of like you make so much money, you can't possibly be as pissed off as and I
don't like when people do that because
I don't like it either.
You know what?
You can't prove it either.
You can't prove it. And some of the people that say this, you have bad days at your job.
Yeah, I was gonna
and nobody's coming and criticizing you.
We say this, it's a job at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's a job. Sometimes you have bad days at your job and nobody's coming and criticizing you. And you're criticizing guys. They care.
Yeah.
As all of us who've covered teams, been around teams, these athletes care very much. Nobody's trying to be out here getting their butt.
A lot of them.
Now,
look, there are some who don't. I don't know if any of them are on this team.
I don't believe that.
You know what I mean? I doubt that. I really doubt that.
I don't believe anybody's on this team.
Yeah.
All right, so Knicks lose 118-80. Any final thoughts for you here? Even though you're 0-1 in the seat on the watch party.
I don't like that. Just flush it, y'all. It'll be okay. You know the injuries going into the game. The Knicks will be just fine. Don't ruin your weekend over this. I tell you that.
Yeah, last time I did that over sports team. I'm not doing that. Russ Beal says maybe Josh should sit and get rest now. Be ready for April onward. Ankles need rest to get better.
April's OD.
No. I think he's just saying he wants him to be ready for April onward. I understand what he's saying.
I agree with that.
I think Russ is just saying like, hey, let's make sure he's ready for that time and going forward. So don't play around with him here. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think you have to. It wouldn't shock me if Josh Hart doesn't play after the All-Star break.
Oh no! No rush. There's absolutely no rush for all that.
It wouldn't shock me. Bryan, any final thoughts for you here? As I'm looking at the poll to see what people. Oh, we got 30 votes in. Are you concerned after the Knicks' second blowout loss versus the Pistons season? 67% of the people said yes.
Yeah,
they are concerned.
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, look,
sleep on it. You'll be all right.
I wonder how much
they still gonna crash.
I wonder how much of the 67%, though. I would say probably the majority of them, if I'm being fair, had concerns already that this reinforced, if anything else. I don't know how much of the 67% are people who had no concerns and now they're concerned. You know what I mean? Like, because of this loss in a game where they're shorthanded, losing by 40. Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's more like they already had concerns about this team, which we saw during the skid where they fell in 9 of 11 games, that came back in this one. I think that's what they're holding on to more. I don't think it's like just new stuff that pop up because of this game.
Interesting.
If I may shoot y'all some bail.
I'll shoot them some bail. I'm also like they won 8 games before this, right? Like,
I know, but Detroit is the number 1 team in the East right now.
No, it's maybe we can throw this in the chat before we leave. I'll ask this to you guys. You can put it in the chat and put it as a poll, guys. It's Sunday. I can't believe I'm asking this about a game in February.
This is a must-win game against the Celtics.
I had to ask it. It's Sunday.
Them boys
win. What do you say?
The Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. Come on, stop it.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I was trying to, you know what?
A must-win in February.
I think must-wins in February are ridiculous.
I think more of the fan base would tell you that.
You think so? Put that poll up, guys. I want to hear from the fans.
And this a must-win and the poll won't be the be-all, end-all, obviously, because sample size comparatively. But I do think there are more fans than you think that will be like, yeah, like I better see them beat Boston. Part of it is Boston. But, like, I think they're going to say, like, I'd better see them beat this team.
Or else what is what I'll say. Or else what? Or else what? What are you going to do? Stop watching Knicks games? They're not going to do that. They're not. That's not happening. Yeah, I think a must-win in February is crazy.
The Knicks are 2-0 in noon games this year. This is a 12:30 start, but 2-0 in noon games. They beat the Magic on December 7th at home and beat the Cavs on Christmas. Both of them at noon. In afternoon games in general, we talked about the Sixers game, which I still think is their best win of the season in Philly. That game was at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a third game. And then they have 2 losses in 5 p.m. starts and another 5:30. So if you want to be overly technical, you could say 4-2 in afternoon games this year.
4-2. Quote from Mike Brown. Got to give the Pistons credit. They kicked out behind, starting with me. Thought the team didn't play fast against Detroit. We talked about this.
Yeah.
The pace, Harrison, you brought that up. And, quote, you have to, against their defense, you have to move the ball quickly.
Yeah.
We talked about
Harrison. It's hard with that athleticism, but you have to still.
Yeah. And I look at a comment here in James Edwards' tweet about that, and it's like Mike Brown's offensive game plan has been awful. Like, guys, I'd like to say this. You don't think Mike Brown told the guys this before the game? You don't think this is part of his game plan? You think he just is saying this now after the game? No.
Like he learned they were good
athletes? He just learned that tonight.
No, okay, come on. They know what to do. They just have to execute it. I think
there you go.
And I think that's the difference between Mike Brown and Coach Thibs. I don't know if Tibbs believed in moving the ball as much as Mike Brown does. Now the execution still might be at the same level. But I think Mike Brown believes in an offense that will allow the Knicks to thrive in a matchup like this.
It's about them moving the ball.
It's about them. It's about him coaching it better. It's about them playing better and executing better. Point blank. Period.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it comes down to execution.
I mean, I said it before. You got to get to the point where Jalen Brunson can bring up the ball, give it up, and feel confident that he'll get it again without there being more than 5 seconds on the shot clock.
The thing I think was frustrating for Knicks fans is you've seen this. You've seen him do it in spurts. You've seen it. This comes back to the C word we're talking about, just the consistency of it.
Yeah.
You've seen him do it. They were doing it through the cup run. Some of it was what you mentioned earlier, playing with second ball handler. We saw lineups with Colette, Clarkson, and Brunson. That was like 2 months ago.
You'll probably see Brunson, Alvarado. I don't know about and Kolek, but you'll see some stuff. You'll definitely see Alvarado with both of them at different times.
At times.
I do think it's interesting that Brown's one thing I'll say about Coach Brown, and like somebody who goes to a lot of the home games and seeing this, is him saying it publicly like this, that they need to play the ball faster. I'm sure he knows that, needs to move faster, needs to move, but he's told the team that. They know that.
Players of agency.
They know what they need to do. Is what Harrison said. It's now about them executing it.
Mm-hmm.
They got to execute it. They got to go out and do it. It's not Mike Brown needs to scheme it up more.
Yeah.
They know what time it is.
They know what time it is. And now look, we'll see if the Knicks respond in a must-win game on Sunday. Must-win game on Sunday against the Celtics. No, I don't think it's a must-win.
But it will be a top tier road win for them this season, because the resume needs more quality road wins. The Philly and Toronto ones are the best two right now. This one would be up there.
It would be up there. All right, before we get out of here, I got to ask you guys, who y'all got winning the Super Bowl?
Seattle.
I got Seattle too. I just think the amount. I know this is Sam Darnold's first Super Bowl, but don't forget he was also with San Francisco too, as a backup. I think just being familiar with the stage will help him. I'm always going to take the quarterback that's more familiar with the stage, especially when I feel like the execution or talent is even. And right now, I think they're even quarterbacks. Drake May probably has a higher ceiling.
I'd agree.
Right now, they're probably equal level quarterbacks. So give me the one that has more experience.
I like that point.
Seattle's defense is ridiculous, and I think New England's schedule is bullshit. So I'll go with the Seahawks.
I like the Seahawks defense. I think that's the biggest difference for me, and I damn sure ain't rooting for the Patriots.
Absolutely
that's not going to happen here.
Yeah.
Even if I thought they were going to win, good times are probably coming for Drake May. I agree with you that the ceiling is probably higher.
Look, they're going to be here for a while,
and they're well coached.
They'll probably go to another Super Bowl. They might win this one. They could win, but like Seattle's defense is different, and I think that's a large part of it. Like we could talk about Darnold, but Seattle's defense now, because it hasn't been like this the last few years, their defense now is ridiculous. I also didn't think that either team was gonna I didn't think we'd Patriots Seahawks coming into the season or even before the playoffs. Did not think we'd be here. And honestly, shout out to Wes, who's one of our editors behind the scenes. I thought his Broncos would be here if Bo Nix were healthy.
I don't believe in Bo Nix, but that's a whole other story. Sorry, Wesley.
I believe in that defense.
You know that, but their defense is good. Last before we get out of here, Russ says not a must game versus Boston in February. However, I want them to win versus Celtics in any time they play. I hear you. Darnold will see Casper and a lot of unfriendly ghosts, sadly. He's going with the Patriots. Ooh. I don't think Darnold's going to see
it wouldn't surprise. Look, I'm not that confident in this pick. It wouldn't surprise me.
I just hope we're entertained, y'all. I don't want to blow out. I don't want.
All I care about is the halftime performance.
I ain't mad at that.
That's all I care about.
I ain't mad at that.
That's all I care about. All right. It's look, big week for Puerto Rico. They screwed us with the World Baseball Classic and the insurance shit. I'm not gonna get into it. It's fine. Whatever.
Jose Alvarado comes back home.
We're finally hosting the World Baseball Classic, but don't worry about it. We can't have our best players play because Javi Baez had weed in his system from 3 years ago, and Lindor. I'm not gonna whatever. But Jose Alvarado's a Knick. I think they're the only team. I think the Knicks are the only team in the NBA with a Puerto Rican and a Dominican on the roster, so they understand the cultural importance of being in New York. I think they're the only team. I'm not sure, but I have to look. But I feel confident in saying that because not a lot of us are in the NBA. And then Bad Bunny. Come on, it's a big week for us. So
there you go. All right, everybody going with Seahawks here. Y'all damn sure picking the Patriots.
You better order some Spanish food for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now.
I might do some of that. I'll be here.
Don't do the pizza.
You doing a Super Bowl party?
Always have people over.
Oh, so you host it?
I always host.
Do you make food or do you order food?
Both. I make. people bring some food.
That's how you got to.
What do you cook? What do you
some
cooking? What do you
things and
making?
order some things and have some people bring some.
I'm
things.
Jamaican, so it's oxtail.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a fellow Caribbean brother.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Some beef patties.
It's fun. I'll tell people. Before I told you I was busting down some food before I came in here. Had a beef patty, had some jerk chicken.
Oh, he even telling me.
I didn't even tell you. You know what it was? You know what it was?
Okay.
I got some plantains out there because I gave some to Nikolai, our technical director, because I knew he was gonna sniff it out. He's gonna smell it. So I had to give it to him. You know, maybe it was I recognized the Caribbeanness and I was like, yo, I can't let Harrison know. I was hungry, bro. Sorry.
That's all right. Well, thanks for letting me know after the fact.
I got some left out there though. I got you.
I'm good on this.
All right, so you gonna make some oxtail?
Some oxtail, some beef patties. You know.
All right, so we're not gonna tell people where you live. Just Harrison Sanford.
Shout out to Alphabet City. We're good.
There you go. Harrison Sanford's Super Bowl party is gonna be lit. No.
My parties are never lit. My watch parties are never lit.
They're not lit. They're low key.
I'm watching the game, and you're not allowed to pull up if you're not watching the game. It's not music playing. It's not y'all talking during the game.
You don't want
y'all want to talk during the game and then be quiet during the commercials. Hell no, not in my apartment. Absolutely not. It is a watch party. It's not a party. It's a watch party.
I love that.
You know what?
I love the rules.
Have you ever kicked anybody out of the watch party for disrespecting the rules?
People know they don't come.
I love that.
I make the list.
I'm keeping those people away.
Yeah, they can't. Y'all want to have a conversation on fourth and 2? You can go.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. You gotta have a standard.
Honestly.
I'm with you on that.
It's too casual of a party environment for some of these Super Bowl parties. Not mine. We watching the game.
We could talk after. You want to be quiet during the commercial. Yeah, come on. That's a no-go. All right, we'll see. Should be a good Super Bowl. Brian's gonna be watching for Bad Bunny. I'm gonna be here in studio at work during the Super Bowl, so doing some stuff. But it'll be fun. I'm bringing some food for the people. I'm gonna do that. I would not. I'll say maybe I should bring some oxtail. Nah. Sorry, y'all don't deserve it. Oxtail prices.
You must have some money.
No,
you're gonna get for the whole office.
Hey man, the last time I made some oxtail was for Christmas, right? You know, I always make some for Christmas, sometimes for Thanksgiving, and the oxtail prices are crazy out here, man. Oxtail prices are crazy. Nikolai just asked me in my ear for a plate. Should we give Nikolai a plate?
Shit, I want one.
See, them prices. That's what I was saying. Those prices
not cheap.
All right, Harrison's gonna be making the oxtail for the Super Bowl.
And I charge at the door.
With those prices, I am not mad at all. I am not mad at all. $10 a head? That feels too low. Walk in 20. You got to do like 20 a head.
Yeah. If you wanted to go,
you have to buy, and you have to get a plate. All right, you can't come and not eat or just eat the finger foods. You know what I'm saying? You don't get like, for me it would be like you don't get an empanada and go. No.
You got 25 and you got to bring something for a drink for the guest. That feels like a fair, purchase to get into the watch party. And then you got to remember to shut up during the game. That's the only thing. That's the only thing we ask.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, check out Harrison Sanford on MSG. Does a fantastic job. Also host of the Green Room. Inside the Green Room with Danny Green.
Yeah.
Also does there.
Former near Finals MVP Danny Green.
Yeah, Long Island's own Danny Green. Check him out there. Harrison, man, I wish we could say you were 1-0. But you were 0-1 in the seat.
It's not Harrison's fault.
It's not your fault. You brought the effort today.
It's all good.
You did well. We appreciate you, brother. We got to have you back up here again for sure.
Let's do it. I'm down.
For sure. There you go. That is Bryan Fonseca. I'm Dexter Henry. Thank you to everybody watching with us, joining us on New York Got Game, Knicks Watch Party Live. We'll have more coming your way next week, including a really great interview that's coming out with Knicks legend. Should have that you guys wait tomorrow. We'll let you know more about that. Also, some great content coming up on New York Got Game. Harrison, I'm telling you, is going to be back on with me in some capacity to talk Knicks basketball. I told him we have to still do some more of that. So will be more of that. Please go support my brother on MSG. Go give him a follow. All that good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully you get better. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the Knicks game on Sunday before the Super Bowl. Hopefully they get a win. We'll see what the Knicks do. I'm Dexter Henry, Harrison Sanford, Bryan Fonseca. We'll catch you next time on New York Got Game. Peace, y'all.
And thanks for watching York got game. Boom shakalaka.